Hello and good morning to you. It's time for Golden VCR tapes. Tapes. Yeah, we love tapes. Gonna get some tapes, gonna watch the tapes. Gonna enjoy the tapes. Hi everybody, how you doing? It's Monday, the 3rd of June, and I need to text my barber this morning. Operating tips for Jeep Wrangler. This is not yet fully rewound, so I'm gonna pop this in the VCR while we talk. Ooh, replacement video available. Just call this number. You can get infinite Jeep tapes. How's everybody doing this morning? How was your weekend?
To install the hardtop, you must
One by
not
one,
only
please.
lower the
One at a time, in alphabetical order. Okay, Aaron the Baron, you're definitely first. Your weekend was busy. Okay. I hope your week isn't looking too busy. Okay, I guess Bella Bunny, the can be next. Bella, you just woke up 5 minutes ago. Same. I woke up 30 minutes ago. I had time for a shower to reheat some oatmeal in the microwave. Love Oatmeal, the official sponsor of Golden VCR. Store brand steel cut oats. Oh no, AJ Red. Good to hear you're doing all right. Oh, that's great. My favorite thing about the steel cut oats in the store brand container. Yeah, I've already lost interest in how everyone's doing, Trill. I'm sorry, we'll never get to you. But I assume all of you are great. All I gotta do is cultivate some toxic positivity, and then I can just assume that everyone's great all the time, and I don't have to care about your actual lives. I'm glad you're all doing well. Good to see you in the chat this morning. I'm gonna turn on Jeep operating tips. And please, continue your discussion. Talk amongst yourselves about whatever you want to talk about, because it's Golden VCR. We're just watching a tape about Jeep Wrangler. You don't have to keep the conversation Jeep focused if you don't want to. This is approximately 60 minutes. I think I added up these timestamps. It's 32 whole minutes on the operation of the top of the Jeep. So we'll see how long we can stand this. Here we go with operating tips, Jeep Wrangler. Oh, thank you, Jace. God's Property is a tough one, but we can maybe do it. I'll just have to preemptively edit it out. Wait, I can just pause the recording. Well, no. I like having the full recording of the whole thing. I'll try to play something you'll like, Jace. That's true. That's true. look at this dad garage.
On behalf of Jeep and Daimler Chrysler, thank you for purchasing a Jeep Wrangler. Wrangler's a unique vehicle with exceptional capabilities, and this video will show you how to use some of its features. This program's not intended to be a substitute for your owner's manual and the various warning labels.
I wasn't expecting him to have like
some
a
of the
classic
items that may be
TV announcer
with the
voice.
particular vehicle you've purchased or the option level you've selected. But for complete information,
Indeed,
read your
yes,
owner's
this was sent in
manual
by
and
Sun
all
Bernard.
sun
Thank you,
visor
Sun.
warning labels. For easy reference, the video is divided into sections that are identified by colored symbols appearing on both the back cover of the video case and in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. Now, just sit back and enjoy the
Every
presentation.
time I see a Jeep, I see
We'll begin with the top.
ducks. People are very into that.
When it comes to the top, Wrangler's offered in several different versions. A soft top with half doors, a soft top with full doors and roll-up windows, a hard top with full doors and roll-up windows, and the popular dual top, which has full doors and both soft and hard tops. Wrangler Unlimited models have a unique soft top that also includes the Sunrider feature. In this section, we'll go through the removal and installation process in the order that a dual top owner might use. We're going to remove the hard top, raise the soft top, lower and remove the soft top, then reinstall the hard top, all using techniques perfected by Jeep engineers. If your vehicle has only one top, you can scan through the areas that don't apply. Before we begin, we have an important message for dual top owners. Your vehicle arrived from the factory with the soft top lowered and the hard top in place. This is done for your convenience to simplify shipping and minimize the number of loose parts. One of the first things you need to do with the dual top model is remove one of the tops using the procedures from your owner's manual that we're going to demonstrate. Avoid driving your Wrangler with both tops installed. The soft top fabric may wear in areas where it touches the hard top. The soft top warranty may be voided if both tops are left installed. The soft top used on Wrangler Unlimited models is slightly different from the one on standard Wranglers. We'll look at the procedures for lowering and raising the Unlimited soft top separately. If you have a dual top and you're getting ready to remove the hard top for the first time, begin by identifying all the parts that you'll need to assemble the soft top.
I want more music.
Your dual top Wrangler comes with two boxes.
Play the music constantly,
One contains
please.
the right and left door frames, 4 attachment knobs, and a pair of snap-on rear window roll-up straps. The other box contains 1 rear and 2 side quarter windows for use with the soft top. Due to the size and weight of the hard tops, this is not a one-person operation. Get 1 or more other people to help you. Begin by unclipping the sun visors and moving them to the sides. Then unlatch the hard top from the windshield header. On most Wrangler models, the top is held to the body by 6 nuts and Torx head bolts, 3 on each side of the vehicle. Wrangler Unlimited models use 8 sets of nuts and bolts, 4 on each side. In addition, 2003 and later models have plastic locator clip pins attached to the hardtop that ensures the hardtop is properly
so this is
located
from
in the vehicle.
2003
Use the
at
short
least.
end of the L-wrench or a T40 Torx tool to remove the bolts. When you remove the front bolts that are located directly behind the door
assuming
opening,
like 99 or
use your
something.
other hand to hold the nut on the underside. If you're not careful, the nut can fall into the seatbelt retractor or other hard-to-reach areas. When all the bolts are out, open the tailgate all the way and lift the rear window glass. Disconnect the wiring harness from the hardtop by pressing the tab at the bottom of the connector. Then disconnect the rear washer hose and install the tethered cap. Finally, open both doors and with the help of another person, carefully lift the top from the rear of the vehicle until the hardtop locators are out of the holes in the body. Pull the hardtop slightly rearward until the locator pins are resting on the body. Move carefully so that you don't break the rear window glass, and make sure you have an area ready to set it down in. Note that Unlimited models have a larger and heavier top, and you'll find it easier to maneuver with 4 people. Check directly behind the door openings on each side to make sure that the black rubber gasket is in place. The gasket is important for water sealing.
Please make my
When it's not
casket
on the vehicle,
out of the
hard
hard
top
top
should be
of a
stored in
Jeep
its
Wrangler
normal horizontal position, as seen here.
and have all my
Never
pallbearers
store the
be
hard top upside
90s
down
dads in
or
khakis.
vertically. Now let's see how you raise the soft top. Several of the following steps will only be necessary for dual top owners who are raising the soft top for the first time. They won't be necessary at any other time. But before we start, let's point out a few areas of the top and tell you their names so that you know what we're talking about when we refer to them. The metal framework of the top is made up of bows. The ones that start on the sport bar and extend over the doors are called the side bows. The two bow runs horizontally across the center of the top. During normal use, the two bow is wrapped inside a Velcro fabric flap. The three bow starts at the sport bar and extends to the highest rear corner of the top. The front edge of the top, where it meets the windshield, is called the header. So moving from front to rear, you have the header, the side bows, the two bow, and the three bow. There are some other terms you'll learn as we go along. You begin the process of installing the soft top by installing the door frames. Insert the door frame rear pin into the hole in the black rubber gasket just behind the door opening. Starting at the front end, clip the frame to the sidebar and then slide the door frame forward so the front pin moves into the hole. Then screw the door frame attachment knobs into place. If this is your first time on a dual-top vehicle, you'll need to unsnap and remove the black boot cover.
This seems like a lot of work
discard
to
the
make
cover.
sure that your
It's
car
intended
doesn't
only
kill
for
you when you
shipping
roll
purposes.
over.
Unroll the soft top until you can see the plastic header with latches. Remove the black tailgate bar that's tucked inside and set it aside for the moment. Don't pick up the header and allow the fabric to fall under. Instead, lift the fabric up and away from the header. Pull all the fabric toward the rear of the vehicle and wrap around the header. Pull the fabric around the ends of the header so that the fabric has a tight, smooth appearance. Working from the rear, with the tailgate open, carefully raise the top's header. When the two bow rises, lift it upward and over the sport bar. And do the same with the three bow. Move to the side and guide the metal bows over the sport bar if necessary. Pull the side bow forward and down until the top's header reaches the windshield. It should never require much effort to make the top reach the windshield. If the top ever stops prematurely and won't move forward, don't force it. You could damage the top. Instead, look underneath at the check straps that run along the sides of the top.
Never force your top.
They can occasionally get tangled around the bows. Untangle the check strap and the top should easily fold forward. Unclip the sun visors and swing them out of the way. Then flip the top latch hooks down from the handles and engage them into the windshield slot. But don't close the latches yet. If you close the latches too soon, the top will become so taut that it'll make many of the remaining steps difficult or even impossible. That's why locking the latches will be the very last step. Next, grasp the drip rail retainers and untuck them from the door frame. But if this is the first time you've raised the soft top on a dual-top vehicle, the soft top fabric should cover the header completely from one side to the other. Now this may require that you pull some of the fabric down and around the corners. Repeat this step for the other side too. At the rear, gently pull the sail panels over the three bow so that they hang over the sport bar. If this is your first time on a dual-top model, don't tuck the retainers into place yet. Instead, fold the rear seat forward and sit in the cargo area facing rearward. For 2003 and later models, you'll see two strips of fabric with 4 snaps. These will snap into place on the third bow. Once the snaps are secured, snap the roll strap into place on the three bow at the two most outboard snap positions. Now you'll need to perform a similar step on the two bow. Secure the fabric flap around the bow using the Velcro. This will reduce flapping by the top when you drive.
This is all
Now you
nonsense.
can tuck the smaller sail panel retainers
This is retro
into place.
encabulator territory now.
They slide in from the rear, moving forward. This step may be difficult the first time you do it until the top stretches.
It's just two-bow word
You
salad.
may wish to press down gently on the top of the three bow in order to create a little slack that will make it easier to slide the retainer into place. Now it's time for the quarter windows. Stick the top rear corner into place using the Velcro. This will hold the window in place while you start the zipper at the forward edge of the window. Once you get the zipper started, move it only about an inch. Then stop, remove the Velcro, and tuck the door frame retainer into the door frame. Once the door frame retainer is in place, zip the windows all the way closed. Tuck the window's bottom retainers into place, starting at the rear of the vehicle and working forward. Now, fold the Velcro covering into place. If this is your first time on a dual-top vehicle, locate the black retainer bar that you set aside earlier. Remove and discard the protective end caps. Lay the rear window on a clean, dry surface with the inside surface facing up and the bottom toward you. Slide the retainer bar over the receiver at the bottom inside with the bulky seal facing away from you. Set the rear window inside the top. Partially untuck the driver's side sail panel retainer. Now zip the rear window into place. Grasp the window at the zipper and tug it downward to help you get it started.
There's so much
Raise
leather
both
and
zippers a few
zippers.
inches.
In
Then leave the
Jeep
first
topping.
zipper at the left side while you zip the window closed. Leave several inches unzipped at both ends. Tuck the ends of the retainer bar into the clips at each side of the tailgate opening. Then tuck the window's plastic retainers into place under the body side retainer on both sides of the window.
Remember to tuck.
Finish zipping the window closed and retuck the sail panel retainer on the driver's side. Over the doors, tuck the drip rail retainers into the rail slot. It's easier if you start with the front retainer. Now you can close the header latches and clip the sun visors back into their normal positions. If you have a soft top model with half doors and the half door windows were removed, replace them by locating the front rod first, then the remaining rods, and pushing the window straight down into position. To help prevent leaks, make sure that the seals at the front and rear edges of the half door are outside the metal portion of the door. Now that we've raised the soft top,
Make sure to pay close
let's lower
attention
it.
to the front
You'll
rod.
see that there are a few important things to keep in mind.
If there's one rod you're gonna attend to, make it the front rod.
If you have a soft top model with half doors, you may want to begin by removing the half
Soft
door
taco.
windows. Simply open the door and lift the window out. Store the side curtains outside of the vehicle, never inside. At the door openings, grasp the drip rail retainers and untuck them from the door frame slot. Unclip the sun visors and move them out of the way. And release the header latches. Leave the hooks in the windshield slots for the time being. Open the tailgate and partially unzip the rear window on each side. Now, pull out the rear window retainers on each side of the tailgate and pull the rear window's retainer bar straight back from the body side clips. You now have a choice to make with the rear window. You can either completely remove it or you can roll it up and store it inside the top. If you want to roll the window up, first make sure it's clean, and then insert the rolled window ends into the provided straps. Now, unzip the window completely, starting at the passenger side, and carefully store it separately. Always unzip the windows completely. Never yank on them, or you'll damage the zippers. We'll talk more about storing your windows in a few moments. While we're talking about the rear window, never drive your Wrangler with the rear window open and all the other doors and windows closed. Dangerous exhaust gases can enter the vehicle.
Your Jeep Wrangler will
to the side
asphyxiate
windows.
you.
Release the Velcro flap
You misconfigure the
and
top.
start to unzip them from the rear.
There are so many ways this baby can kill you.
Untuck the bottom retainer. Finish unzipping the window and remove it. Make sure the zippers are completely disengaged before attempting to remove the window, or zipper damage could occur.
Ooh, you don't want
Untuck the
zipper
sail panels
zipper
from the
damage on
body
your front
side at the
rod.
rear corners of the vehicle.
Let me tell you.
Release the hooks holding the top to the windshield. Pushing up on the release lever will make this easier. With the tailgate open, fold the sail panels inboard so that they rest on the roof of the vehicle. Then, Grasp the side bow behind the header and lift the top back. Make sure the sides of the top fold inward as the top's folded. And also that the check straps are clear of the vehicle. Tuck the top between the 2-bow and 3-bow as it folds. Then tuck the top between the 2-bow and the header. As you bring the header down, check the drip rail retainers. If you're not careful, they can rub on the top and cause wear. The drip rail retainers should fold at the point in between them so that they form a V shape, and their ends are not pressing against the fabric. Finally, tuck the check straps in so that they don't hang outside the vehicle and flap in the wind. Now you're done lowering the top, but you may want to remove the door frames as well. Simply unscrew and remove the attachment knobs. Then place one hand on the top and one at the rearward corner and pull the rear end towards you.
What are
Store the
Jeep
door
guys
rails
like?
outside the vehicle, never inside.
I mean, I can imagine.
Store the windows in
are
your
they
home
like
or garage.
four-wheeler off-road
To help
guys?
protect the windows from scratches, you might want to invest in a
Are they like,
specially
hell
designed
yeah, I drove
window
out to the
storage
desert
bag
and
from
drove
Mopar
my car
Accessories
vertically up a
with a soft
cliff
lining in each of its
this
5
weekend?
compartments. Store the bag outside the vehicle,
Or are they just
never inside.
preppy?
We'll tell you a bit more about Mopar accessories at the end of this presentation. If you're going to install the hardtop, you must not only lower the soft top, you need to remove it from the vehicle. Use the long end of the
Bringing
Mopar
your Jeep
L-wrench
window
or
on a
T40
plane.
Torx tool to remove the
Sounds
2 screws that
wonderful.
hold the bows to the pivot bracket mounted on the sport bar. Store the screws in a safe place. Remove the bow assembly from the bracket by carefully tapping the bow with a rubber mallet. Tap the rear bow downward to free it. Tap the forward
Oh my
bow
God, the
towards
rear
the
bow.
rear of the vehicle to free it.
We got side bow, rear bow, 2-bow, 3-bow.
You can now remove the soft top. Store it in a clean, dry location. Unzip the zipper on the sport bar cover to expose the pivot bracket. Use the long end of the L-wrench or the T40 Torx tool to remove the screws holding the brackets in place.
Oh, hi, Noah.
Remove the bracket.
We had
Then
mice recently.
recover and rezip the sport bar cover.
We were hoping you would show up
Store
to
the brackets and screws in a safe place.
provide expertise about cartoon mice from the 40s.
To install the hardtop, you simply reverse the procedure for removing it. However, before you put the hardtop back on, take a few moments to inspect the seals for cleanliness and damage, such as the foam seal where the hardtop header meets the windshield. When you install the hardtop, lower it straight down into position on the vehicle. Never set the top down and then push it forward, or you can damage the seals. Make sure that the retainers in the hardtop are lined up with the holes in the body before the bolts are tightened. Check the foam seal at the sides where the top meets the windshield. Also, make sure that the liftgate seal is in place. If it's come loose, push it back into position. The Sunrider feature enables you to quickly and easily fold the front portion of the soft top. It's handy for when you may not want to bother lowering the soft top. Begin by untucking the drip rail retainers from the door frame
only on
slot
the
on each
Unlimited,
side.
the Wrangler Unlimited
Starting at the
model.
rear of the door and moving forward, slide your finger under the retainer and pull up.
Wrangler Unlimited for $9.99 a month.
Unclip the sun visors and move them to the sides.
You get a replacement Wrangler every time you rep
Then
the one you have.
release the header latches. Above the door frame, slide the plastic sleeve forward so that it no longer surrounds the hinge. Now, grasp the header and lift the top back. As you do, fold the fabric into a V shape at the gap in the plastic. Secure the latches to the plastic retainer on the header so that they don't flap around in the wind. Wrap the provided strap around the sport bar. Then hook it to the header and tighten it to keep the top secure. Fold and lock the sun visors back into position and you're ready to go. To return the Sunrider to the closed position, simply reverse the process. Unclip the sun visors and fold them to the sides. Unfasten the strap from the header and from around the sport bar. Open the latches on the header. Now, grasp the header and lift the top forward until it reaches the windshield frame. Above the door frame, slide the plastic sleeve rearward so that it surrounds the hinge and keeps the side bow straight. Lock the header to the windshield with the latches.
I've decided...
And clip the sun visors back into
while
position.
this is happening. Sometimes I like to...
Finally, tuck the drip rail retainers
I have
into
code
the door
stuff
frame slots on each side.
that I've been working on when I'm not streaming, and sometimes I'm like, you know, I could really get some stuff done.
Found on traditional models,
I could just let a tape play and be streaming, but also work on code and get stuff done. But it's actually very hard to do that because I have to
an additional
think.
bow involved, an additional locking
And splitting
pin
my
on
attention
each
like that
side,
is
and you'll need to
impractical.
pay attention to the Sunrider feature.
But I have decided to
Specifically,
try
before you start lowering the
opening
top,
up
make sure
Resolve
that
and
the
rotoscoping
sleeve
the
is
old
in
man with the
rearward
gun from the
position,
Fox
covering
video
the hinge for
while
the
we're
Sunrider
watching this.
feature.
So if I look like I'm
Begin by
not paying
untucking
attention,
the drip
that's
rail
why.
retainers from the door frame slot on each side. Starting at the rear of the door.
There's
and
no way I'm
moving
ever going to
forward,
get more alerts
slide your
unless I'm
finger
like
under the
using
retainer
stream time to do
and
them.
pull up.
Let me know if you want me to fast
Unclip
forward
the sun visors
past
and move them
tops.
out of the way.
What are we at?
And release the header latches.
22 minutes. So there's 10 more
Leave
minutes
the hooks
of
in the windshield slots for the time being.
sorry, there's a lot more Jeep. There's 10 more minutes
Open
of
the
tops.
tailgate and partially unzip the rear window on each side. You'll find it easier to reach the zipper tab.
After tops,
if
we
you
learn
first
about
untuck
seats
the sail
and
panel
the CD
retainers.
player and the oil light and towing.
Now pull out the rear window
Jamborees,
retainers on
whatever
each
those
side
are.
of the tailgate.
And Jeep accessories.
Remove the rear window's retainer bar by gripping it with both hands and rotating it upwards. Now unzip the window completely, starting at the passenger side and moving to the driver's side.
Always unzip completely.
Always unzip the windows completely. Never yank on them or you'll damage the zippers. Then pull the window upward to disengage the end of the zipper. Now move to the side windows and release the Velcro flap that runs along the top and rear edge. Unzip the window about halfway, then stop. Untuck the bottom retainer. Then
You
finish
shouldn't
unzipping
unzip
the
halfway
window
and stop unless
and remove it.
your bottom. Never mind. All right. Okay. I'm going to focus on this alert. Duplicate timeline. Rename.
To help prevent scratching the windows, make sure they're clean and store them carefully outside of the vehicle. Untuck the sail panels from the body side at the rear corners of the vehicle. Release the hooks holding the top to the windshield. Pushing up on the release lever will make this easier. Now here's a step that's unique to unlimited models with the Sunrider feature. Above the doors, the top bows are secured to brackets on each side by a spring-loaded pin with a ring handle. Find the ring on each side and pull it toward the inside of the vehicle. Then push the bow up and back slightly so that it doesn't fall back and lock into place again. Then grasp the side bow behind the header and lift the top back.
Oh, this is going to be so much work.
As you lower the top, fold the sail
Rotoscoping an
panels
old
up
man.
so that they rest on the roof of the vehicle. Make sure that the sides of the top fold inward as the top's folded.
Let's
And
see if
also
I can make it
that the
just
check
as
straps
simple
are
as
clear of the
possible.
vehicle. As it folds, tuck the top between the 2 bow and 2.5 bow, and the 2.5 bow and the 3 bow. Then tuck the top between the 2 bow and the header.
Morning, Chaz.
As you bring the header down, check the drip rail retainers. If you're not careful, they can rub on the top and cause wear.
Okay, yeah.
The drip rail retainers should fold
I
at the
can't
point in
multitask like
between
this
them
either.
so that they form a V shape.
There's too
and
much-
their ends are not pressing
There's
against
too
the
much
fabric.
focused effort.
Once the top is down,
Involved in
tuck the check
rotoscoping an old
straps
man.
in so that they don't hang outside the vehicle and flap in the wind. Hook the header latches back onto the header to keep them from rattling.
I swear to God, we've
Using
learned
Wrangler Unlimited soft
how
top
to
is similar
raise
to the process for other Wrangler models.
the top like
The
6
most
different
notable
times.
differences are the locking pins for the side bows and the Sunrider feature. Before you raise the top, make sure that the sleeve is covering the bow hinge for the Sunrider feature. When the top is down, this means that the sleeve should be as far forward as possible. Then at the rear, unhook the header latches from the header. Working from the rear with the tailgate open, carefully raise the top's header. When the two-bow rises, lift it upward and over the sport bar. And do the same with the three-bow. Move to the side and guide the metal bows over the sport bar if necessary. Pull the side bow forward and down until the top's header reaches the windshield. It should never require much effort to make the top reach the windshield. If the top ever stops prematurely and won't go forward, don't force it.
Oh,
You could
Jackson.
damage the top. Instead, look underneath at the check straps that run along the sides of the top. They can occasionally get tangled around the bows. Untangle the check strap, and the top should easily fold forward. Here's a step unique to Unlimited models. Make sure the blocks on the side bows line up with the retainers on the door rails. You may need to rock the side bow forward and backward slightly to do this. When it's properly aligned, you'll hear the spring-loaded pins snap into the holes. Flip the top latch hooks down from the handles and engage them into the windshield slots.
Pops.
But don't close the latches just yet. If you close the latches too soon, the top will become so taut that it will make many of the remaining steps difficult or even impossible. That's why locking the latches will be the last step. Next, grasp the drip rail retainers and release them from the door frame. Don't tuck them into the door frame yet. At the rear, gently pull the sail panels over the three-bow so that they hang over the sport bar. Now you can tuck the sail panel retainers into place. Start from the tailgate opening and work your way to the corner. But don't go around it yet. This step may be difficult the first time you do it until the top stretches. You may wish to press down gently on the top of the three-bow in order to create a little slack that'll make it easier to slide the retainer into place. Now it's time for the quarter windows. Stick the top rear corner into place using the Velcro. This will hold the window in place while you start the zipper at the forward edge of the window. Once you get the zipper started, move it only about an inch.
This is too many zippers.
Then, tuck the door frame retainer into the door frame. Once the door frame retainer's in place, zip the windows all the way closed
There's nothing worse than getting a
and
zipper.
reattach the Velcro
caught.
flaps around them.
I learned this only after spending
Tuck
a
the
winter
window's
in
bottom
Minnesota.
retainer into place, starting at the rear of the vehicle and working forward.
Because in Minnesota, you have to wear big poofy coats that get caught in the zipper.
With the tailgate open, set the rear window inside the vehicle.
And then you're just screwed.
Partially untuck the driver's side sail panel retainer. Now zip the rear window into place. Grasp the window at the zipper and tug it downward to help you get it started. Raise both zippers a few inches.
I don't.
Then leave the 1st
I'm not a.
zipper at the
I'm
left
not a Jeep
side
guy, so I can't
while you zip
really.
the window
I
closed.
can only speculate. But why do you need to do all this? What's the
Leave
benefit
several
of having a
inches
soft
unzipped at
top?
both ends. Now tuck the ends of the retainer bar into the clips at both sides of the tailgate opening. Then tuck the window's plastic retainers into place under the body side retainer on both sides of the window. Finish zipping the window closed and retuck the sail panel retainer on the driver's side. Over the doors, tuck the drip rail retainers into the rail slot. It's easier if you start with the front retainer. Now you can close the header latches and clip the sun visors back into their normal positions. For certain off-road situations, you might want to remove the sidebars and lower the windshield. Because you lose protection when these structural elements are removed, Jeep engineers caution that you drive no faster than 10 miles per hour, preferably in four-wheel drive low range. You should also wear eye protection, and remember, use your seat belts. To remove the sidebars, remove the two Torx head screws that hold each sidebar to the windshield frame. Unzip the padding to expose the screws where the sidebar meets the sport bar, and you'll see several screws.
This is for driving your Jeep without the windshield on.
Do not move the Torx screw that goes into the sidebar. This screw sets the angle of the windshield, and if you move it, you create the potential for leaks. The two Torx screws that you do want to remove are the ones that hold the mounting bracket to the sport bar. They're found on either side of the sidebar. After you remove the screws, remove the sidebar from the vehicle.
Yeah, my last car was totaled.
And replace the bolts for safekeeping.
A person driving a BMW.
Secure the sidebars to the floor of the vehicle using two of the 3 cinch straps found in your door pocket. Attach them to the footman loops in the floor behind the rear seat. Pull the wiper blade away from the windshield to the locked position.
Also, my sister dated
small flat-edge tool,
a woman
such as a
in
screwdriver,
LA
to release the retaining clip on each windshield wiper.
That drove a BMW.
Lift the wipers off
and she was a terrible
store them
driver.
in the center console.
I feared for my life.
Secure them inside the vehicle. If your vehicle is equipped with a temperature compass inside rear view mirror, the electrical harness must be disconnected before you lower the windshield. To access the electrical connection, remove the instrument panel top cover by pulling up gently. You should also remove the mirror from the windshield to prevent damage.
They clearly forgot to film this critical step,
Remove
and so
the
they just
round-headed Torx screw on each side of the base of the windshield. Lower the windshield gently until it reaches the rubber bumpers on the hood. Then, use the remaining cinch strap to secure the windshield in place. Pass the strap through the footman loops on the hood and in the center of the windshield frame. Putting the windshield back up again is basically the reverse of this procedure. Be sure to check the foam seal near the hinge. If it was lost or damaged, it must be replaced in order to avoid water leakage.
I guess this is so you can drive your Jeep under
Wrangler's optional side steps to be removed quickly and
under
easily.
a very low bridge.
We recommend that you remove the side steps before doing
like
any
a Venetian
severe
gondolier
off-road
going under
driving, since
a,
they can be
a bridge on a
damaged or
canal.
broken when hit by large rocks, trees, or other obstacles. Now, to remove the side steps, remove the 2 bolts that attach each leg of the step to your Wrangler. Then lift the side step up and out of the front and rear hook slots in the frame of the vehicle. To reinstall the side steps, simply install the hooks of the attachment arm into the slots in the vehicle's frame.
Yeah, I don't know. What kind of person wants a car that they can
Then
completely
insert
disassemble
and tighten the bolts.
and still operate?
The front passenger
we made
seat
it.
includes a feature
We made it
designed
past
to make it
tops.
easier for rear seat occupants to enter and exit the vehicle.
These other segments are like
Simply lift
2,
up on the
3,
lever on the outboard edge
5
of the
minutes
seat back,
tops.
and the seat back folds down and the seat moves forward.
It's still all going to be Jeep, though.
To restore it, push the seat back up. Then pull up on the lever at the front of the seat, and you can move the seat back to the desired position. Now, you can combine these steps by keeping the seat folded forward by placing one hand on the seat back and using the other hand to move the seat to the desired position.
He's so proud.
Wrangler's rear seat can be folded or even removed to maximize cargo area. Start by sliding.
Yeah, I'm actually I just liked that shot. He also reminds me of Chris Hansen a little bit.
And using the other hand to move the seat to
lot,
the desired
actually.
position. Wrangler's rear seat can be folded or even removed to maximize cargo area. Start by sliding the seat belts through the cushions into the cargo area. To remove the rear seat, simply pull up on the release lever on the seat back and the seat will fold down. Now the seat's designed to tumble forward when folded, so the seat will naturally tumble. Then reach down and squeeze the lower release bar to the crossbar and pull the seat towards the back of the vehicle. The seat will release from the bracket on the floor pan. Now you can remove the seat from the vehicle. Use caution if the soft top is lowered when you fold the seat up or down. If it catches on the top, the exposed metal seat structure can rip the top's fabric. If you're going to leave the seat in the vehicle, secure it in the up position by sliding the provided strap around the sport bar.
Oh, he does
and
look like Ed
the
Begley
strap
Jr.
end
too,
onto
yeah.
the seat mechanism. When reinstalling the rear seat, you need to follow these simple steps. First, you need to position the seat in the vehicle so that the latch hooks on the bottom of the seat are located directly behind the brackets on the floor. Slide the seat directly forward over the seat bracket until the latch hook grabs the bracket. Then tilt the seat forward to fully lock it, and then push the seat to the down position, and return the seat back to the up position.
Hell yeah, we finally get to the CD player.
The functions concentrated in your Wrangler's 2 control stalks have been carefully designed to put important features within easy reach. They're at fingertip length on either side of the steering wheel column, and all can be conveniently operated. The multifunction lever or stalk on the left controls the turn signals, headlights, fog lights if equipped, and panel brightness. An up or down touch activates the turn signal indicators. If you leave the turn signal on and drive for more than a mile, you'll hear a chime sound to alert you. To activate your headlights, rotate the knob at the end of the left stalk forward. The headlight switch has 3 positions: off, park, and headlights. To operate your headlight high beams, just pull the stalk towards you. Even when your headlights are not on, you can flash the high beams to signal other drivers by pulling the stalk toward the wheel and then releasing.
Speaking of putting a VCR in a Jeep, I
You'll
was
find the instrument
going
panel
through
dimmer
old
control on
tapes
the inner ring of the stalk.
from
If you drive with lights on during daylight
old
hours,
childhood
you
TV
can use
recording
this
tapes from
parade
my
mode
mom's house
feature to
long
bring
ago
panel lights up to their
when
full
I was first
brightness.
doing like
If the headlights are left on and the
initial
driver's door is open,
phase
there
of
will be an audible
golden VCR
chime,
YouTube.
and the high beam indicator will flash.
and I came
If
across
your
a
Wrangler's
commercial
equipped
for
with
one of the
fog
first
lights, they can
minivans
be
that
activated by
had a
turning on
VCR
your
in it
parking lights or low beam headlights
from like the
and
late 80s
pulling
or
outward
something.
on the end of the stalk.
And I got very excited.
You'll also see this light in the instrument cluster, which tells you your fog lights are
I'm
operating.
pretty sure I posted it on
The horn
YouTube.
is located in the center of the steering wheel. There's no fumbling for buttons, just push anywhere on the perimeter or pad face. You'll find a windshield wiper and washer
it was
command
98.
switch on the control lever to the right of the steering wheel column. Turn on the wipers by raising the lever. There are 4 positions: off, intermittent, low, and high. To use the windshield washer feature, pull the stalk towards you. Pulling down and releasing the right control lever starts the convenient mist wipe for a single wiping action.
Can you still
To
download
keep your
your own
wipers in
YouTube
top
video
operating
from
order and avoid possible
YouTube?
damage to the wiper assembly, remember to remove any snow and ice buildup that
You
might
can't-
prevent the blades from
You used to
returning
be able to
the off
download the
position.
original file that you uploaded.
Your hazard flasher switch is located on top of the steering column.
I guess
To
not
turn the
anymore.
flashers on, depress and release the flasher switch. To turn them off, depress and release the flasher switch again. There's a new feature on your Wrangler. The odometer will light up on the cluster when the driver's door is open, with or without the key in the ignition. It's become very popular these days to make your own compact discs, either with special stereo equipment or with a computer and CD-ROM writer.
Sorry, I just love that line.
Or without the key in the ignition. It's become very popular these days to make your own compact discs, either with special stereo equipment or with a computer and CD-ROM writer. Unfortunately, due to format variations and other issues, Daimler Chrysler cannot guarantee that a homemade CD will play in Wrangler's available CD system.
Oh, those were the
If you
days.
ever have problems playing a CD, please double-check that it's a commercially produced disc that was purchased at retail before you return to the dealership for service. Here are several tips to help you maintain the appearance and functionality of your soft top. First, never lower the top or roll the windows in temperatures colder than 40 degrees Fahrenheit, or you could damage them. If the top has been folded for some length of time, or if the temperature is below 72 degrees, the top may appear to have shrunk when you try to raise it. Place the vehicle in a warm area and pull steadily on the top fabric. This will stretch the fabric back to its original size. To minimize the chance of scratches caused by grit, make sure that the windows are clean before removing them or rolling them up. Never wipe them with a dry cloth. Use a moist, soft cloth and wipe from side to side to remove dust. Never use a scraper or de-icing chemicals to remove frost, snow, or ice. Use warm water for quick de-icing. Avoid using hot water or anything stronger than mild soap when washing the top. And never take a Wrangler soft top to an automatic car wash. If your Wrangler is equipped with the optional tinted windows, follow the same maintenance tips we just described.
That's my favorite thing about Savage Garden. You can sing it without moving your mouth.
Always unzip the window completely before removing it.
Like a perfect rendition.
You can clean the zippers with a mild soap solution and a small brush.
You can go full ventriloquist, completely stationary.
And lubricating them with Mopar Soft Top Zipper Cleaner and Lubricant, which is available from your dealer.
That is a combination of words.
Wrangler's well suited to driving off pavement or in severe situations, and many owners use it this way. One side effect is that Wrangler's floor often gets dirty from shoes and boots tracking mud or snow into the vehicle. That's why Jeep engineers have made sure that it's easy to clean. You can remove the carpet for cleaning and hose off the floor if you like. Extreme care should be taken not to spray the steering column and electrical components while hosing off the floor. If your vehicle is equipped with a passenger airbag on-off switch, make sure the weatherized cover is in place. You should now have an easier time cleaning the carpets. Shampoo it with a reliable upholstery cleaner using a natural sponge or a soft bristled brush. Vacuum the carpet after it dries. If necessary, you can remove the drain plugs located in the floor pan in the front seat area and in the back seat area. And carefully hose out any mud or dirt. But don't use high pressure. You need to avoid splashing water onto the seats or under the instrument panel. Again, extreme care should be taken not to spray the steering column and electrical components. After the carpet and interior are dry, replace the drain plugs and carpet. Never drive your Wrangler with the carpet removed. It's designed to insulate you and your passengers from the heat of the floor pan. The air filter in most fluids can be checked from above the engine compartment. Service points are marked in yellow for easy recognition. Fluid for the manual transmission, transfer case, and the front and rear axles must be checked from below. Refer to your owner's manual for recommended maintenance schedules, fluid types, and other important information. If you drive your Wrangler off-road, you'll want to use Maintenance Schedule B. Please note that your Wrangler uses long-life, environmentally friendly engine coolant in keeping with Jeep's Tread Lightly philosophy. Please refer to your owner's manual for more information on the engine coolant. When you refuel your car and the nozzle shuts off, the fuel tank is full. Do not attempt to top off the tank and fill it any further, or you could spill fuel and release emissions into the air. Also, after filling, be sure to tighten the fuel cap until you hear it click. If your check engine warning light appears soon after refueling the car, it could be caused by a loose fuel filler cap. If this happens, turn the engine off and check that the cap is fully tightened. You'll hear several clicks when you turn it far enough. Wrangler's accessory fuse panel is located behind the glove box. To reach it, remove the glove box by slipping the glove box strap off its hook and letting the door roll down off its hinges. At the passenger side of the engine compartment is the power distribution center, which holds additional fuses. When properly equipped, a Wrangler with the 2.4-liter engine can tow up to 1,000 pounds, and with the 4-liter engine, up to 2,000 pounds. Wrangler Unlimited models can tow up to 3,500 pounds. If you plan to tow a trailer, make sure you use only low-profile or fold-down types with less than 25 square feet of frontal area. Tall trailers are not recommended. Trailer towing requires the installation of a Class 1 hitch. You can see your dealer about having one installed. And don't forget to check the laws about towing wherever you live. Tips for safe loading and towing, as well as additional maintenance, can be found in your owner's manual. Many owners like to tow their Wrangler behind a larger vehicle, such as a motorhome. If you plan to do this, it's important that you follow the correct procedure to prevent damage to the powertrain components.
Okay, I figured out how to download.
If it's in four-wheel drive, shift the transfer case into two-wheel
commercial
drive
videos from YouTube.
and make sure that the four-wheel drive light is out. Once the vehicle is in two-wheel drive, shift the transmission into reverse and drive 10 feet rearward. Then, stop and drive 10 feet forward. This will ensure that the front axle is disengaged. Shift the transmission into neutral. Turn off the engine and place the ignition key in the unlocked off position. Shift the transfer case from two-wheel drive high into neutral. If you have a manual transmission, put it into gear. If you have an automatic, put it into park. This precaution will prevent damage to the transmission while the Wrangler's being towed. You can do this while towing because the transfer case will be in neutral. Apply the parking brake. Now attach the Wrangler to the tow vehicle with a tow bar. Make sure to use a tow bar that bolts onto the front bumper or frame and not one that simply clamps on. Once the vehicles are attached, release the Wrangler's parking brake.
All right, 1 second. I gotta test this.
Turn it up, turn it up. You want more?
Okay. I guess I can't. All right.
Turn it up, turn
Can you hear
You
this?
want more fun? You gotta turn it up. Turn it up, turn it up. Just grab a mellow yellow and turn up the blue cap. You got 1 in 4 odds of winning millions of prizes and discounts, like Sony's PlayStation game console, free Burger King food and drinks, discounts from Blockbuster Music, and free bottles of mellow yellow. Just turn up the blue cap. You could win $5 off admission to the outrageous action of Six Flags over Georgia. Let it out this summer with mellow yellow and turn it up.
Did that work?
To go. But again, be sure that you've checked the laws before towing your Wrangler.
It was supposed to play a mellow
Wrangler may be equipped with an
yellow
anti-lock brake
sweepstakes
system or
commercial.
ABS. If
The
so,
abs.
you need to understand how they work and what to expect. When you brake on a surface with good traction, the brakes operate normally. ABS does not activate unless the system detects that one or more wheels are slipping. During an ABS stop, the brakes work differently. When you press firmly, you'll experience a vibrating sensation and clicking sounds as ABS controls the brake pressure. And when your vehicle comes to a complete stop, you may feel the brake pedal drop slightly as the ABS shuts off. To maximize the control ABS can provide, there's only one thing to remember: never pump the brake pedal. Manual pumping of the brakes will diminish their effectiveness and will cause an increase in stopping distance. Just press firmly on the brake pedal and let the system do the work.
I remember learning to drive in the
To ensure that the components of the system are
early
operating
2000s.
safely, ABS performs 2 self-checks. The first one occurs
because
when
before
you start the
anti-lock
engine.
brakes, pumping the brakes was
When
what
you
you were
turn the
supposed to
ignition
do.
key, the ABS light will illuminate momentarily.
But when you have
and
ABS,
you may hear a clicking sound.
it does it for you.
If your foot is on the brake pedal, you also may feel a pulse while this happens. Another ABS self-check occurs when your Wrangler reaches between 6 and 8 miles per hour. This time, the ABS will make a low humming sound. Once again, if you happen to hit the brakes at this time, you may feel the pedal vibrate. If a problem is detected, the ABS warning light will illuminate, indicating that the anti-lock braking system is not functioning properly. If you're traveling off-road and the ABS light comes on, the system could simply have been temporarily defeated. Shut the engine off, then restart it. If the light goes out normally,
Who defeated my
the system's
system?
working properly. But if the ABS light stays
there a
on,
saboteur
your
in my
vehicle
Jeep?
needs service. In the meantime, your brakes will still work as well as vehicles with conventional braking systems. Because ABS works by detecting wheel slippage during braking, you may hear and feel it kick in at unexpected times. For example, if you're braking while going over a set of railroad tracks, or while driving on an uneven surface such as a bumpy or gravel road, you may hear the ABS working. It can also activate during severe braking. It's normal for ABS to work in these situations. They show that ABS is doing what it was designed to do. Finally, remember that ABS will not necessarily reduce braking distance, but it will help you maintain steering control while you're braking.
Firm stomach muscles. These muscles, also called the abs, are located here. They're
When shifting into reverse, there are two things you should keep in mind. First, whenever you shift from neutral into reverse, such as when you back out of a parking space, for example, you can prevent gear clash by letting the gears spin down. Simply depress the clutch pedal and wait for about 3 seconds before you shift into reverse. Also,
I miss
it may
driving a
occasionally seem
manual
that you can't
transmission.
shift the vehicle into reverse.
Although not
Don't
really.
worry. The transmission is not broken. It's just that the gear teeth,
I've never been driving
instead
my
of
car,
meshing like they're supposed to,
which now
are
has an
lining
automatic
up with each
transmission,
other.
and thought,
If this ever happens to
I
you,
really
do this.
wish this were less
Depress
convenient.
the clutch pedal, place the transmission
But
into neutral,
driving a manual was fun.
and release the clutch. Depress the clutch pedal again, and wait 3 seconds for the gears to spin down before you again try shifting into reverse.
My first car was a
If this still
98
doesn't
Ford
work,
Escort
repeat the
with a manual
procedure.
transmission. And then I got a 2016 Mazda with a manual transmission.
Wranglers with manual
I drove it
transmissions are
until
equipped with a clutch
2020.
interlock, which means that the engine will not start unless the clutch pedal is depressed to the floor. For some challenging
So my
off-road
first, what,
situations, you may want to temporarily
My first
defeat
15
this
years of
feature.
driving, I
Refer
drove
to the
manual.
starting and operating section of your owner's manual for the procedure.
All right, this is our longest.
Now we'd like to show you how your command track
This is
four-wheel
6.5
drive
minutes.
system operates and instruct you in some basic driving
On off-road
techniques.
driving.
Some of these
And then we'll
techniques
be
also appear in
rolling through
greater detail in
accessories
your
and we'll be
owner's
done.
manual. Command track allows you to choose between two-wheel drive for normal operation and part-time four-wheel drive for better traction on slippery
Yeah, I miss my
surfaces
Mazda
such
3
as snow,
too.
ice, or mud. Command track allows you to shift on the fly into four-wheel drive high while traveling at any legal speed. But if you want to shift into or out of four-wheel drive low, which provides maximum traction in severe conditions, you'll need to virtually stop the vehicle. When you need greater pulling power at low speeds, improved handling and control in extremely rugged terrain, and whenever extra traction is required off pavement, you can shift into four-wheel drive low range. 4 low provides maximum four-wheel drive traction. To shift into 4 low, slow the vehicle down to 2 or 3 miles per hour. Shift the transmission into neutral. While you're still rolling, quickly pull the transfer case lever into 4 low without pausing in neutral.
Do y'all want to see
When you're done, return the transmission to any gear you wish.
the last
To shift
photos
out of
of
4
my
low,
Mazda 3?
slow down again to 2 or 3 miles per hour and simply reverse the process. The gear noise you hear when you shift into or out of 4 low is
Oh,
normal.
that's very large.
Make the 4 low shift a quick one. If you shift slowly, you won't like the sound it produces. Remember, 4 low should only be used at low speeds and in slippery or very rugged terrain. There are 2 important things to keep in mind when driving off pavement. First, tread lightly on the environment and respect local land use
Rest in
restrictions.
peace, old Mazda.
And second, always remember to buckle up and drive sensibly.
Fell victim
because
to a
even when you're out
BMW.
seeking fun and adventure, safety must always come first. Utility vehicles have a higher ground clearance than most passenger cars, so that they're able to perform in a variety of off-pavement conditions. However, they're not designed for cornering at the same speeds. So whenever possible, avoid sharp turns and abrupt
Oh,
maneuvers.
for a moment, I thought that was the
Now,
Al
let's go
Jazeera
over a
logo
few
in the bottom
four-wheel
right
driving
corner.
techniques. Here are the basic procedures if you get stuck in sand or snow. Don't race the motor and spin the wheels, or you'll only dig a deeper hole. Gently rock your Wrangler back and forth and turn the steering wheel left and right until you gain traction. You can also increase the traction by placing floor mats in front of your tires. In sand, use any available water and wet in front of the wheels to create a firmer base.
I have a friend from
Be extremely
SCAD
cautious of driving in deep
that I
water.
worked with in California,
The first thing
and
to
then
do
he
is check the depth.
he ended
Avoid
up moving
water
out
that's higher
to
than the bottom of the wheel hubs.
Salt Lake City.
If you're able to move on, maintain a slow, steady speed. Make sure you take extra precautions even after driving in rain.
He got
because
into
wet brakes
off-roading.
often behave differently. And make
And
sure you ride your
he's really
brakes
into it
lightly
now.
to help them dry out quickly. When you need to tackle a hill,
It does
make sure
seem-
you follow these instructions.
I don't think it's for
Always
me,
try
but
to
it
go
seems
straight up or down.
I can get why it's
Never
fun.
drive a hill at an angle, or the vehicle may become unstable. At all times, keep your wheels on the ground. This might seem obvious, but we sometimes see exaggerations of what vehicles can do. And when you start out, use sufficient climbing power at the bottom, and then as you approach the top, ease up. Whenever you get behind the wheel, always be aware of your vehicle's center of gravity and never drive at an angle along hillsides. If you must drive along a sloping shoulder or shallow ditch, make only gradual steering adjustments. Whatever you do, don't make sudden steering corrections. The more gentle and gradual you work onto the road, the more successful you'll be. When you encounter a log or other obstacle, make sure you investigate the situation before you make your move. It may be easiest to cross over the obstacle at a slight angle, one wheel at a time. And always be aware of your vehicle's ground clearance. You obviously can't scale a 12-inch log if your clearance is only 10 inches. After driving off-road, you should completely inspect the vehicle's underbody for damage. This includes the tires, body structure, steering, suspension, exhaust system, and fasteners. Remove any brush or vegetation that may have accumulated. If you drive
Your
on
Jeep
roads
can
that are dusty or
spontaneously
salt
combust.
covered, hose off the undercarriage at least once a month. And if you've operated the vehicle for an extended period
Remember
in
to hose
mud,
off your
sand, or
undercarriage.
water, have your brake drums and linings and the axle joints inspected and cleaned.
Jeep Jamborees. What the hell is this?
Jeep vehicles are as tough as they come. There's just so much they can do, so many breathtaking places
Is
they
this
can
like
go.
the gathering of the
That's why
Juggalos for Jeep
Jamborees
owners?
were born. Events where owners discover all of the off-highway excitement their vehicles have to offer. Jamborees are held at various sites over 3-day weekends from February to October. Under the guidance of experts, Jeep Jamboree participants learn how to traverse terrain they previously thought impassable. And Jeep owners have responded enthusiastically since the very first Jeep Jamboree was held on the Rubicon Trail in California back in 1953. In fact, they're so popular today, Jamborees are now held throughout the U.S. and around the world.
It's Burning Man
One of
for
Jeep
dads.
Jamboree's biggest selling points is the beautiful scenery that surrounds you no matter which event you choose. And Jeep Jamborees are always designed to have minimal impact on the surrounding environment in order to preserve that beauty. Some Jamborees include activities such as fishing and hiking. Some involve outdoor camping, while others end up at historic inns. There's always plenty of fun and adventure for the entire family. And don't forget, you're in a league of your own because only Jeep vehicles and their owners participate in Jeep Jamborees. For complete information and a list of this year's Jamboree locations, make sure you receive a current Jeep Jamboree USA guidebook from your dealer or call 1-800-925-JEEP.
Mopar accessories for your
There's
Jeep.
only one thing better than a Jeep Wrangler, and that's one that's complete with genuine Mopar accessories. Mopar accessories are not only designed and tested to meet the highest standards, they're made exclusively for your vehicle, and they're protected by one of the strongest warranties in the industry. Here's just a sample of the great products available from Mopar. Tubular front and rear bumpers or brush and grill guards are an attractive way
Okay,
to dress
the
up
Jeep
your Wrangler.
fully kitted
and are
out in
available
Mopar
in a variety
accessories
of
looks
finishes.
super
A
dumb.
tubular light bar and off-road lights allow you to stay out longer at night, while a winch can pull you or a friend out of a sticky situation. The sunbonnet protects you from the sun while allowing an open-air ride, while the tonneau cover protects the cargo area. The windscreen helps reduce backdrafts and wind noise, and tire covers protect your spare from the elements. All are available in the same fabric colors as the original equipment soft tops. If you enjoy outdoor recreation, Mopar offers carriers for bicycles and skis that mount to a trailer hitch. This powerful sound deck kit includes an 8-inch subwoofer, 2 tweeters, and a 50-watt amplifier in a color-keyed housing, plus 2 mid-range speakers to upgrade the dash-mounted speakers. When combined with the sound bar, you'll enjoy premium sound with the soft top up or down. Plus, Mopar has a wide range of items designed to help you use your Wrangler for towing.
The acoustics in a Jeep
dealer
cannot
for more
be the
information
best.
about the complete line of great Mopar
Especially with your
accessories.
soft top.
You can also visit the Mopar website at www.mopar.com. Well, we've covered a lot of ground, but now it's time for you to get out there and find out what real driving's all about. If you should experience any trouble along the way, keep in mind that your Wrangler comes with 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week roadside assistance. It's only a phone call away. For more information about roadside assistance, refer to the Roadside Assistance Information Guide that's contained in your owner's manual packet, or contact your dealer.
Thanks, Trill.
And by all means, enjoy your Jeep Wrangler.
Cobor is robot backwards. This video presentation is not intended. Yeah. That was an hour of Jeep. I'll be honest with you. I did not expect to watch this whole thing, but it was chill. I think there was a lot of unexpected entertainment value that we happened upon. Velcro is a trademark of Velcro. Torx is a trademark of Textron. Peach is Jeep backwards. Oh my God, it all fits. It all fits. All right. I want to do a slight diversion here. Because I mentioned a thing. I mentioned that ad for a minivan with a VCR in it, which I wanted to play, and then I also uploaded to my YouTube channel from many years ago. I found a bunch of Jeep commercials. Do y'all just want to see a brief roll? I can just roll some Jeep commercials. I'm gonna do that. I just want to see how this works. I do have to cue them up real quick. Okay, we got one from 98, another one from 98. Ooh, 97. And Yep. Sorry, I'm arranging these chronologically in the playlist. Oh, that's right. Okay. Sorry, this is a trip down memory lane for me. Cool. Here, check out these cool Jeep commercials.
For a lease of $0 down, $289 a month, and just $784 due at signing, you get the legendary Jeep Cherokee Sport, now with over 40 advancements. For $289 a month, you get a 190 horsepower engine, an automatic transmission. $289 a month gets you air and a rugged quadra-link suspension. For $289 a month, you get the four-wheeler of the year, Jeep Cherokee. But hurry in, because there's one thing you don't get, and that's a lot of time. Check one out at your Jeep and Eagle dealer.
It's 97.
If I told you that you could drive a $24,000 four-wheel drive Jeep for $289 a month, you'd want to know the catch, right? The catch is Roebuck Chrysler Jeep is having its biggest sale ever, with over 100 4x4 Jeeps to choose from. The catch is yours, like a brand new Jeep Cherokee Country, fully equipped for $289 a month with nothing down. These Jeeps were specially ordered for this sale. So if you can stand to save hundreds on your monthly car payment, come see us at Roebuck Chrysler Jeep. Hurry while they last.
Considering how well it handles the elements under the road, it's no surprise that our newest 4x4 performs so well on the road. Introducing the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee.
This is a whole
now with
series of
exclusive
commercials from
quadricoil suspension and
1998.
advanced steering system for a more agile, responsive ride on any surface. The all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most capable sport utility ever.
You can see that this is what it used to look
It's been
like
totally re-engineered
before I got a better capture device and
redesigned
figured out how to
with more safety features,
handle the video better.
more performance, more luxury, and more power than ever before. Introducing the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee. The most capable sport utility ever.
Oh, that was right when sport utility vehicles
Introducing
started
the
being
all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee.
used.
While it boasts a new vibration-reducing body
Before they were
structure,
just trucks.
a quieter, more powerful engine, and an agile suspension for a superior level of refinement and quietness. Rest assured, it's still as rugged as ever.
Welcome back, sir.
The all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most capable sport utility ever. With some of the most advanced safety systems ever engineered into a
More
4x4,
zippers.
including QuadraDrive, our most advanced four-wheel drive system ever, and an all-new quick-response steering system. It's no wonder the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee is one of the safest ways to cross treacherous terrain. The all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most capable sport utility ever.
I know it's the third time this week, sweetheart, but now it's all dirty again. Bring it on.
Rock your world in the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. A responsive 4.7-liter V8 engine, Quadra drive system, more room than ever before. The all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. The most capable sport utility ever.
Play the Twix Double or Nothing instant win game, and you may ask yourself, what are you going to do with 2 Jeep Wranglers?
What am I going to do with 2 Jeep Wranglers?
And you may say to yourself, maybe give one to my best friend.
Maybe I'll give one to my best...
Millions of other prizes. If you see 2, you win 2. It's double or nothing.
Here comes your bus!
This was from MTV. These are tapes I went through years ago to get commercials and flipped all the commercials out of.
Even though Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo is more refined and civilized than ever, rest assured, it still hasn't lost its animal instincts. Now returning Daimler Chrysler lessees with preferred credit can get a $329 a month lease on a 2-wheel drive Grand Cherokee Laredo.
For some, half the fun of camp is just getting there in the ultimate camp vehicle, which you'll find at the Camp Jeep Summer Event at your Jeep dealer. Featuring 0% long-term financing with savings up to $6,800 on select Grand Cherokees. Plus, get our 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, designed to protect the hardest working parts of your Jeep vehicle. Then get to the ultimate camp, Camp Jeep at your Jeep dealer. Check it out today.
This may look like the lobby of a 5-star hotel, but it's the lobby of Birmingham's longest-running 5-star Chrysler dealership, Benchmark Chrysler Jeep. Here you'll find Birmingham's largest Chrysler Jeep inventory, a completely equipped state-of-the-art service department, and surprisingly low prices that makes us Alabama's largest volume Chrysler Jeep dealer. It's all part of the Benchmark 5-star experience.
Come visit us. See for yourself.
We're with you down the road, Grants Mill Road.
Terry Spitzer, the owner of that Jeep dealership, went to my church. His daughter was in my brother's class at school. They were rich. Thank you for enjoying some Jeep commercials with me. I just realized I had quite a comprehensive collection of old Jeep commercials that would complement this tape. Here's one more thing. It's a 1998 TV commercial for the Oldsmobile Silhouette, the first minivan with a VCR.
Movies have taken us places beyond our imagination. Now you can take those movies to places you never thought possible. Introducing the Silhouette Premier from Oldsmobile. The first minivan with a video entertainment system built right in. It gives motion pictures a whole new meaning. The Silhouette Premier. Only from Oldsmobile.
Sorry, I just got really excited when I saw that for the first time on a tape because it's blockbuster and the slow pan to the VCR. Okay, so yes, thank you for enjoying the Jeep segment with us here today. It's been a full 75 minutes of Jeep. We'll move on to something else now, but before we do that, Jacebook has requested something similar to God's Property. If you remind me, Jace, at the end of the stream, I will play God's Property. But for right now, instead of that, I'm going to give you the next best thing, just to make it easier on me editing the thing, which is going to be a Peter Gabriel song that I think you'll all enjoy. Welcome to the big time.
Hi there. I'm on my way, I'm making it. I've got to make it show, yeah. So much larger than life. I'm gonna watch it grow.
I listened to the lyrics for the first time the other day of this song, and I really like it. I really relate to it. It reminds me of how I felt in my early 20s. Like, I gotta get out. I gotta do something huge with my life. Chasing success. It's a song about chasing success.
I've got to make it show, yeah. So much larger than life. I'm gonna watch it grow.
Better go catch it.
And I greet them with the widest smile. Tell them how my life is one big adventure. And always they're amazed when I show them round the house to my bed. I had it made like a mountain range with a snow white pillow for my big fat head. And my heaven
Cashbox said that the song Big Time features Gabriel in a characteristic lyrical goldmine delivering a passionate, believable vocal. Billboard called it dynamic, big room funk rocket that recreates the old Memphis sound. That was Big Time from Peter Gabriel's 1986 album, So. Oh, thank you. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Get real sticky and real itchy. Yeah. All right. I really liked Big Time. I hope you did too. Okay. So, Jace, just for you, I will play God's Property if you remind me at the end. Allergy testing. So, I have a new tape for you. It's from 3G Home Video Educational Series. It's Learn 2, States and Capitals. An interactive video tour of the United States, the capitals, geography, and history. Learn 2, States and Capitals. 3G Home Video brings children a classroom-like interactive video program that tours the states and capitals of America. This educational tape combines history and geography with the latest in computer graphics to entertain and teach kids on their own TV. Keep an eye out for the state you live in. Do you know your state capital? How many states have you ever visited? What the hell? What are these bullet points even supposed to be? Featuring a full-size map of the United States, you will travel coast to coast through the heartland of America, learning things like your state's nickname, the date it was admitted to the Union, official mottos, birds, animals, and flowers, plus much more. This is an interactive videotape. By following the simple on-screen instructions, you can visit and revisit any region of states anytime you wish. Running time, a merciful 30 minutes. Produced by 3G Home Video, Venice Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, copyright 1989. All right. I hope y'all are ready for this. There's going to be a quiz on all the state birds at the end. And God, I hope the tracking works on this one because it is an older tape. Come on, tape. You can do it. I want to learn to states and capitals. This is in the same series as Learn Your ABCs or Learn to Spell or whatever that we watched like in broadcast 1 or 2. Oh, yep. Learn 2 states and capitals. It's the learning song again.
Learning's the key
To abundant the future, it's easy as 1, 2, 3.
Don't lose out. Know what you're missing. Be all that you can be.
I guess I should grab this so that we have this song in its entirety. Oh no, the tracking is getting worse.
Learning's the key to unlock your future. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Don't lose out. Know what you're missing. Be all that you can be. No matter if you're 6 or 60, it's as simple as ABC.
Come on, step into a brighter future. Learning is the key.
Add and subtract, multiply and divide.
Oh yeah, the kids just running around randomly on a green screen. Blue screen, I guess. Tiny little Patton Oswalt doesn't know where to throw his football. Aw.
Come on, step into a brighter future. Learning is the key.
The other tape in this series that we watched, the educational content was bad. It was very, very torturously boring and poorly presented.
Hello, boys.
Oh, and this is going to be the same thing.
Today, we are going to learn more about the
Oh, look at
states
that flood
and
fill algorithm.
capitals of the United States of America.
Okay, boys and girls, now let's begin.
This is the latest and greatest in computer
First
graphics.
established by the Declaration of Independence in 1776 and the Constitution in 1787, we belong to a nation that is now over 200 years old. As we review the states and capitals throughout each region of the U.S., keep in mind that the capital is the most important city in the state. It is the place where the laws of each
Without
state
exception.
are made. The state capital is also where the governor lives. And in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the president lives at the White House. We will travel from coast to coast through big cities and small crossroads across the heartland of America as we review each capital of the 50 states. We will also have a little history lesson about each state and learn interesting facts about each one.
This looks like it's going to be better than
The
the
state
spelling.
motto, the year it was admitted to the Union, and even the official state birds, flowers, and animals as we travel from region to region. Remember, if you ever need more time to look at something, you can just stop the tape with your VCR's pause button and study the information a little bit longer. As we begin our visit to a new region of the U.S., you will see some numbers on the map screen. Mark them down. They will match the numbers on your VCR's tape meter and act as a road map so you will always know where you are. You will be able to fast forward or rewind.
I love it when they make a tape
visit
interactive
those states again.
by just
Now let's
telling
have
you
some
that you
fun.
can rewind and pause.
Remember to keep an eye out for the state you live in. Do you know what state your parents are from? How about Grandma and Grandpa? Or even your great-grandparents? How many states have you ever visited? We will learn so much together as we learn to know the states and capitals.
Yeah, it keeps this swelling orchestral piece sounds like it's gonna be America the Beautiful. Maybe it's some sort of like symphonic rendition that references America the Beautiful.
The United States of America, formed on July 4th, 1776, and named
Oh,
after
we better fill in Alaska too.
Vespucci, one of the discoverers who sailed with Christopher Columbus in the 15th century.
57.
Beginning with the original 13
I don't know what that
colonies,
57 means.
200 years of westward expansion and settlement have increased it to include our 50 states today.
We're at 6
Capital
minutes
of
on the
United
tape
States
counter.
is Washington,
Oh my God!
D.C., the District of Columbia.
The bird of DC is the wood thrush. Okay, yep. This reminds me of playing the DOS version of Wheel of Fortune as a kid
Capital of Pennsylvania
on my
is
parents'
Harrisburg.
286 computer.
Pennsylvania was named for Admiral William Penn, father of the founder of Pennsylvania.
Oh, look at all this data. The hemlock is the tree of... Oh. The state dog of Pennsylvania is the Great Dane. The state drink of Pennsylvania is milk.
The capital of New Jersey is Trenton.
Come on, tracking.
New Jersey was named for the British Channel island of Jersey.
Let's, I'm gonna eject real quick and see if, oh no, but this tape is great. I'm gonna see if we can, get tracking back. Oh, come on. Come on, Signal. Pick it up. Pick up the pace. We got such great music here. The capital of New York is Albany. All right. New York, the Empire State. Song I love. Ever upward is the motto of New York. The state fossil of New York is the prehistoric crab. And the state drink is also milk.
The capital of Vermont is Montpelier.
Oh, I think we're back in business. Hell yeah.
Vermont's name was derived from the French words
State drink of Vermont, milk.
And Mont for mountain.
This music is great. I don't know why y'all wouldn't want this tape to succeed.
New Hampshire is Concord.
Concord, New Hampshire. Hey, congrats,
New Hampshire was
Texapsol.
named for the English county of Hampshire.
No state drink declared. Cowards refusing to take a stand on this soda versus milk debate. Congrats on winning bingo, Texapsol.
The capital of
1,000 points.
Massachusetts is Boston.
Oh, I thought it was bottom.
Massachusetts' name was derived from the Massachusetts Indian tribe that lived on Massachusetts
By the
Bay.
sword we seek peace,
The
but
name
peace
is thought
only
to
under
mean
liberty.
At the Great Hill.
The state dog is the Boston Terrier. I guess that makes sense.
The capital of Connecticut
This
is
Looney
Hartford.
Tunes ass music is great.
Connecticut was named for the Mohican Indian word Quineticut, meaning beside the long tidal river.
The marine mammal of Connecticut is the sperm whale. The state ship of Connecticut is the USS Nautilus. State insect, European praying mantis. He who transplanted still sustains.
The capital of Rhode Island is Providence.
I'm so glad the
Rhode
tracking
Island
is
was
working
named
now.
after the island of
Knock on
Rhodes
wood.
in the Mediterranean Sea.
They have both a stone and a mineral. Their motto is just hope. It's short and sweet.
The capital of Maine is Augusta.
Yeah, why did they make this tape? Why didn't they just let us dial into the BBS that serves this
Maine was named
America
for either a
information?
historical district of France or the early use of the word Maine to distinguish coast from the islands.
State fish of Maine, landlocked salmon. 126. Oh, we're going to the south, baby. And they're playing Stars and Stripes Forever instead of Dixie, which I guess is good. Oh, hell yeah! Thank you, Jess.
From the Cato word top shot.
Acknowledging our milk love
Allies or friends.
with a request for pure energy. Yes, absolutely. State dish of Texas, chili. Texas loves friendship.
The capital of Oklahoma is Oklahoma City. Oklahoma derived its name from the Choctaw Indian word Oklahoma, meaning land of the red people.
Sorry, the pause between Okla and Homa, as if she was going to explain the etymological root words of Oklahoma.
The capital of Arkansas is Little Rock.
Also, are they just pinpointing the capital in the exact center of
The
every
name
state?
Arkansas
instead of
is
where
a
it actually
French
lives?
derivation of a name given to the Quapaw Indians by other tribes.
Oh, this is so good. We are learning to states and capitals.
The The capital of Louisiana is Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
Louisiana was named in 1682 for France's King Louis XIV.
Which Becca?
The capital of Mississippi is Jackson.
Okay, all right. Oh, man. I accidentally
The
cleared
name
the current
Mississippi
tape.
was derived
Clicked the
from the
wrong button.
Ojibwa Indian words Mississippi, meaning
State drink of Mississippi is milk. I have given points to both Padawan Becca and Tech Absol. Congrats on your bingo wins. Now I have to go into the
The
database
capital of Kentucky is Frankfort.
and undo my misclicked button.
Kentucky derived its name from the Wyandotte Indian word Katintate, meaning the
I'm
land
pretty
of
sure the
tomorrow.
state drink of Kentucky is bourbon. They're just not listing it here.
The capital of Tennessee is Nashville. Tennessee was named after the principal Cherokee Indian village of Tennessee. The capital of Alabama is Montgomery.
Montgomery, I knew that. I grew up in Alabama.
Alabama was named after the Alabama Indian
Yep,
tribe.
state bird yellowhammer, state flower camellia, state tree southern pine, the longleaf pine, state mineral hematite, didn't know that one. We dare defend our rights is, yep, indeed our motto, and our nickname Heart of Dixie. Very,
The capital of West
a very
Virginia is
Confederate motto.
This state was originally the western part of Virginia. The capital of Virginia is Richmond.
Update broadcast dot screening set
Virginia
ended
was named
at
for Queen
equals
Elizabeth
null,
I of England, the Virgin Queen.
where ID equals this. All right, now the tape is once again in progress. Thus ever to tyrants. A very colonial motto.
The capital of Maryland is Annapolis.
Okay, so Maryland counts as the South, according to this tape.
Maryland was named for Henrietta Maria, Queen Consort of King Charles I
I guess
of England.
that's where the Mason-Dixon is, right? The state sport of Maryland is jousting, and the state flower is the black-eyed Susan. Are you okay, Susan? Do you need help? Blink
The
if you need help.
capital of Delaware is Dover. Delaware was named for Thomas West, the Baron de la Warr, colonial governor of Virginia.
I love this lady's reads of these lines. Hey, it's Raleigh.
Capital of North Carolina is Raleigh.
Named for Sir Walter Raleigh, I would assume.
North Carolina was named for King Charles I of England.
All right. Scotch bonnet, state shell, state stone granite, state gem emerald, state reptile golden eastern box turtle, flower dogwood, channel bass, to be rather than to seem.
The capital
Or
of
a
South
duck may
Carolina
be somebody's
is Columbia.
mother. Be kind to your friends in this one.
South Carolina was named for King Charles I of England.
Again.
The capital of Georgia is Atlanta. Georgia was named for King George II of England in 1732.
State tree is the live oak, yeah. A lot of those in Savannah. They have one treasured shark tooth in
The
Georgia.
capital of Florida is Tallahassee.
They keep it in a case in the State Museum.
Florida was named in 1513 by Juan Ponce de Leon, who landed during Pascua Florida, the Easter festival of flowers.
Florida. State beverage of Florida is orange juice. Wow. All right, 216. What kind of 80s tape counter was this?
The capital of North Dakota is Bismarck. The state was formerly the northern section of Dakota Territory. Dakota is a Sioux
Liberty
word
and
meaning
Union,
allies.
now and forever, one and inseparable. State drink of North Dakota is milk. Hell yeah. State stone is petrified wood. They don't have a lot of rocks out there.
The capital of South Dakota is Pierre.
Is it?
The state was formerly the southern section of Dakota Territory.
Wow, Pierre.
Dakota is
I've
a
never
Sioux
even heard
word
of Pierre.
meaning allies.
The state bird of South Dakota is the Chinese ring-necked pheasant. State animal is coyote. Or a coyote, I guess.
The capital
If
of
you're from South
Minnesota
Dakota.
is St. Paul. Minnesota was derived from the Sioux Indian word Minnesota,
North
meaning
Star.
sky-tinted water.
L'Étoile du Nord. State drink, milk. Milk, baby. Ooh, the state fish of Minnesota is walleye. Delicious fish. Motto of Wisconsin.
Capital of Wisconsin
Forward.
is Madison.
I like forward. It's a good motto.
Wisconsin was named for the Ojibwa Indian word Wisconsin, meaning place of the beaver.
Okay, so Wisconsin doesn't claim walleye. It claims muskellunge. Or muskie. State animal, badger. Yeah, makes sense.
The capital of Michigan is Lansing. Michigan derived its name from the Fox Indian word Mesa Kami, meaning
The state motto of Michigan is, if you seek a pleasant peninsula, look about you. Oof. How quaint.
the capital of Nebraska is Lincoln.
Ah,
This state's name comes from the Oto Indian word Nebraska, meaning flat water.
equality before the law, only in Nebraska, the Cornhusker state. We're getting some real good Sousa representation in this tape.
The capital of Iowa is Des Moines. Iowa was named for the Iowa Indians of the Sioux family.
State gem of Iowa, the geode. What a boring list of state things. Come on, Iowa. Iowa's favorite thing is single-handedly deciding American presidential elections.
Of Kansas is Topeka. Kansas was named for the Kaw Indians, the people of the South Wind.
To the stars through difficulties. Ad astra per aspera. Why is that the motto of
Capital
Kansas?
of Missouri is Jefferson City. Missouri was named for the Illinois Indian word Missouri, meaning owners of big canoes.
The welfare of the people shall be the supreme law. Unless they're the wrong kind of person, in which case,
The capital of Illinois is Springfield. Illinois is the French derivative of Illinois, meaning tribe of superior men.
Ooh, Illinois state motto is an equation. State sovereignty equals national union. That's a wild statement.
The capital of Indiana is Indianapolis.
They have fast cars there.
Indiana was named Land of the Indians. for the many Indian tribes that formerly lived in the state.
Formerly, yeah. State poem of Indiana, Indiana. State stone of Indiana, Indiana limestone. The crossroads of America.
The capital of Ohio is Columbus. Ohio comes
State
from
drink of Ohio, tomato juice.
Ohio, meaning beautiful.
With God, all things are possible in Ohio. Ooh, the mountain states.
The capital of Idaho is Boise.
Hey, we're at 15 minutes, so we're halfway through.
The name was coined by a lobbyist politician,
I think we're
George
more than
M.
halfway
Willing,
through.
who claimed the word came from an Indian term meaning gem of the mountains.
But he just made it up. Wait, where was potato? They didn't even have a state thing that was
Capital
potato.
of Montana is Helena. Montana was derived from the Latin word meaning mountainous. The capital of Wyoming is Cheyenne. Wyoming derived its name from the
Wyoming,
Delaware
equal
Indian
rights.
word Ma-wa-wa-ma, meaning large plains.
Equal rights for whom? Wyoming? It's good to have ideals, I guess.
The capital of Nevada is Carson City.
Oh, that's cool.
Nevada was named for the Sierra Nevada mountain range.
Ichthyosaur.
Nevada meaning snow-covered in Spanish.
The single-leaf pinon. Oh, they even have an enye, a little tilde over the N in pinon. Some serious technology on these 40-column displays.
The capital of Utah is Salt Lake City.
Motto,
Utah was named
industry.
for the Ute Indians.
State emblem of Utah, the beehive. State bird of Utah is the seagull. Why is the state bird of Utah the seagull? Are there shorebirds in Utah?
The capital of Colorado is Denver.
Did they have seagulls on the Great Salt Lake or something?
This state's name comes from the Spanish word Colorado, meaning red or reddish brown.
There's a disturbing lack of state-sponsored milk consumption out west. I hope California remedies that.
The capital of Arizona is Phoenix.
Oh, wow.
Arizona's name comes from the Pima or Papago Indian word Arizonac.
The state neckwear of Arizona is the bolo tie. State flower is the saguaro cactus blossom, yep.
The capital
I
of
think
New
that's the only
Mexico
state
is
neckwear
Santa
we've
Fe.
seen.
Spanish explorers in 1540 called
It
this
grows
area
as
the
it
New
goes,
Mexico.
baby. The cutthroat trout. Watch out for it. The most famous western
capital
state.
of
I guess Alaska
Alaska
is the
is
westernmost. Well, Hawaii's the westernmost. Right.
Alaska comes from the Aleut word Alakshak, meaning peninsula or mainland.
North to the future. The willow ptarmigan is the state bird. The state mineral of Alaska is gold, of course. Dog sled racing, yeah.
The capital of Hawaii is Honolulu. This name may come from Hawaii Loa, the traditional discoverer of the island, or from Hawaii, the traditional Polynesian homeland.
The life of the land is perpetuated by righteousness. Oh, that's right. Olympia,
The
Washington.
capital of Washington is Olympia.
Everyone always forgets about Olympia.
This state was named in honor of George Washington.
State motto of Washington is just by and by. Salem, Oregon.
The capital of Oregon is Salem. This name was first given to the river now known as the Columbia.
Is Oregon the state where, like, in the state constitution it forbids non-white people from residing anywhere in the state? And it was that way until, like, the 1910s or 1940s?
The capital of California is Sacramento.
Good old Oregon. Alabama's not the only racist state. All
This
right.
state was named after the mythical island of
I have a
California.
slight chip on my shoulder
in a
about this.
16th century romance by Garcia Ordóñez de Montalvo.
California, no milk. Yeah, they just couldn't fit it in because there's so much there. That was it. What is... Oh my god, there's an Astro Boy poster? What is all this stuff? That's it. It does kind of look like Thomas's house. That was a great credit sequence. It was short enough. We got to go back for that.
In a 16th century romance by Garcia Ordóñez de Montalvo.
Garcia? His name is Garcia. Whatever. Milk is the most popular state drink in American states by far. That was great, and actually only 22 minutes. All right, courtesy of Jess. Oh, wait. Yep, here we go. It's pure energy.
I like cheeseburger, fries, and soda. Soda?
After what we have learned today?
I can't believe I said that. Milk. Make mine milk. The cream always rises to the top. Give me milk, not soda. Gotta have my daily quota.
I really enjoyed Learn to States and Capitals. It was 22 minutes. If it had gone on for 2 hours, it wouldn't have been good, but it didn't overstay its welcome. You haven't seen Pure Energy? Oh my god. Well, that was just a little coda at the end of the tape. This is the full rap song about milk.
I'm looking hot, I'm feeling good, hanging with my pals in the neighborhood. I work real hard at school each day. Now I have a chance to toss my cares away.
This girl has one of the best youth vocal performances that we've seen on Build VCR. I have her and the boy from Choices Count from Kids for Character. Purple shirt boy from Kids with Character.
I'm feeling strong, I'm stepping out. I have what it takes, there is no doubt. I'll be my best, and when I'm done, there won't be any question who's number one. In every way.
Is milk healthy for you?
And every time you better believe
It's a lot of sugar, but it also does have, like, it is nutritionally rich with a lot of good stuff.
Calcium and vitamins. You'll feel better once you learn. Milk gives you
It's not the worst thing in the world. It certainly is. Like, if you're going to drink the same thing with every meal, it would be better to make it milk than soda pop. But you can also, like, water is really good for you, too.
Doesn't matter if it's a Holstein or a Jersey herd. The beverage of my choice, I say,
Milk is word.
warm it up, and it'll help you sleep, or drink an ice cold and help you vertically.
For stronger teeth and bones, you gotta drink your milk.
I'm not sure that drinking milk will make you jump higher,
Just what
contrary to
I
what the
got.
song
The cream
implies.
always rises to the top.
Give me milk, not soda. Gotta have my daily quota of calcium and vitamins. You'll feel better once you learn. Milk gives you the power to burn. Milk is natural, pure energy.
Milk. That's the Milk song. Thank you to Seemingly Jess for requesting that. I'm gonna roll right along to it. The next tape that I have picked out. I am open to suggestions, and I'm open to hitting the bricks on this one. But I figured we should check it out. It's Ken Venturi's Better Golf Now from 1987. Sent to us by the Bella Bunny. Let Ken Venturi teach you to play better than you ever thought you could. You know you could be a better golfer, so why let a few bad habits keep holding you back when golf's best-known teacher can help set you straight? You know Ken Venturi for his TV tournament commentary and his popular instructional tips. In Better Golf Now, Ken uses his same entertaining style to walk you through the fundamentals from tee to green, and he drives the lessons home with clever drills and memory aids. As a special bonus, Ken has put together a unique mini lesson so you can quickly review your key fundamentals before you tee it up. If you watch Better Golf Now, you can play better golf now. You might even play better than you ever thought you could. It's Ken Venturi. Oh, we all love our milk. Oh, I thought the guy on the right was snorting it through his nose. Better golf now. You better golf now. Don't golf later. He reminds me a little bit of old Andy Griffith, too.
The 1964 U.S. Open Championship was the stage for one of the greatest comebacks in golf history. Ken Venturi, who had enjoyed such a brilliant amateur and professional career, was fighting to shake the effects of a slump so severe that many thought his career, once so bright with promise, was over. Venturi proved them wrong with a brilliant display of shot-making and courage played out in the withering heat and humidity of Washington's Congressional Country Club. On the final day, over 36 holes, Ken fought off exhaustion and intense
I gave
pressure
out
for
some
one
mod
of the most
allowance.
popular and inspiring victories in U.S. Open history. Today, Ken is one of America's top teachers. Here now is Ken Venturi's Better Golf Now.
I'm not sure that command is
Eagle Creek Country Club
recognized.
in Naples, Florida.
Hi, I'm Ken Venturi, and I'd like to thank you for buying this video and give a little background on me and why we did the tape. I was born in San Francisco and started playing golf there at an early age. And I
Ken
didn't have
Venturi
any
seems
instruction.
really
I didn't have anybody to
serious
teach me.
about
I
this
used to
tape.
caddy and watch people swing. And I had a lot of flaws in my swing, but I practiced so hard that I could make the flaws work. In 1952, I was fortunate enough to meet Byron Nelson. I played a round of golf with him without him saying anything, and I shot 66. I thought that was pretty good until the master himself said to me, well, I'll meet you out here tomorrow morning. There's 8 or 9 things we got to work on. And he broke my game down. And from that day on, I started listening to Byron Nelson and making notes of everything he said. 1957, I turned pro, and immediately I was successful. Won St. Paul, Milwaukee right off the bat, and went on to win more and more. By 1962, I went into a slump. I had an accident and back injury. In '63, I was at a very low ebb. So I decided the only way if I was going to make a comeback was to have to go back and break my game down. I went back to all the notes that Byron Nelson gave me. I went from day one where I started to take
There's
away
a,
the whole thing. And of course,
I've never
in
seen it,
64, I had my best
but I've heard
year.
about it. There's a 1993
Everything I learned
VHS
from Byron Nelson and
tape
what I've learned over the years,
called
I am putting on this tape.
Bad Golf
You'll
Made
have to study it
Easier.
over and over, and there'll be a lot of things
It's
you'll
a
see that
comedy
you didn't see the
golf
first time
instructional
out.
tape hosted by
What
Leslie
I feel
Nielsen,
about it is that
from the
there are no
made
gimmicks
famous by the Naked Gun and
there
Airplane.
are no theories. It's all fundamentals. It's basics. Things I've tried and things that I
And
have
it looks
done
very,
since 1952, and they've stood the
very
test
good.
of time.
It looks like it's the polar opposite of
Because
Ken Venturi's
I've learned
golf
from the
tape.
greatest, from Byron Nelson, playing with Hogan, and watching some great players play. You watch this tape, and I think one thing: you'll be better than you ever thought that you could be.
Let me check on Jim.
Fundamentals, I'd have to believe the grip is the most important. It is one that can cause success and failure. Fluctuation in ups and downs in your game. Why I say this is I met Nelson in 1952, and that time I was the California State Amateur Champion. And I had a poor right-hand grip, very strong.
It did reject
Nelson recommended
Jim
the
Justice,
first
governor
time.
of West
He said,
Virginia, golfing
"You
at the
have to
Greenbrier
correct
Resort
your
Golf
grip.
Course.
You
I
have to make your
do
right
not know
hand a little
why.
weaker." I said, "I can do that." He said, "I know you can." I said, "How long do you think it'll take me to do it?" He said, "I would think about 2 years until you don't have to think about it anymore." Now, that's a long time after being a fairly good player. And if I had a young person starting golf today, I would make sure that they work on their grip before they think about their swing. There's 3 types of grips, though. There's the interlocking grip, which has been used by Gene Saracen and, of course, Jack Nicklaus. There's a 10-finger grip, which has been used by Bob Rosberg, Art Wall. It's not too
Chapter
popular
1 is
today.
the grip.
The one I recommend
In
is
Chapter
the
2, we get into the
overlapping grip with
address.
the right hand.
Chapter
little
3, the
finger of
swing.
right hand overlaps
Chapter
the
4, the
index
short
finger of
game.
the left hand.
Chapter 5 is
And
putting.
the V is
Chapter 6,
formed by
equipment.
the left and
Then the
right
mini
hand,
lesson and the
point over right
conclusion.
shoulder. In the left hand, I've drawn a line, and it crosses from the finger of the left hand into
you
the
into
palm.
wedge play?
And when you close your palm, the V from your thumb and forefinger point over your right shoulder. The left hand only has 2 functions. One, it's to hold on, and the other one is not to break down. The V forming right over the right
Oh,
shoulder.
no.
Some better players,
oh, no.
maybe have a little bit weaker, points at their chest. But that's the only function that there is with the left hand, holding on and not to break down. And then comes the right hand, the most important part of the swing.
The price is
The
in
most important
cactiute.
part in the game of golf. It dictates your whole swing. The right hand is the most difficult hand to get on the club. Everybody wants to grab a strong right hand because throw back from playing baseball. It feels good, feels powerful, but that's not right. It's a finger grip. The club fits in the fingers of the right hand, and the groove in the right palm fits against the thumb of the left
All
hand.
right.
You've heard
How do
many
y'all feel
times,
about
these 3 fingers are the pressure
skipping
point.
way forward
The
to the
2
mini
middle fingers
lesson
of the right hand
and
is the pressure
conclusion?
point. That's not true. If you put the palm of your right hand against your thumb, your hands will work together, making your hands go back in one piece. For example, how to get your right
I don't want to
hand
be
on,
rude to
it's
Ken.
not that difficult.
He's a golf legend, but boy, God, is this a dry tape? What else is there for us to watch today? Tell me what you're interested in seeing, folks. Maybe something that we haven't gotten to this stream. We've had a lot of instructional things. Siebert? Oh man. Oh no, not Siebert. I don't know what's gonna happen to that seal. Oh, that's it? Okay, well, it's only a 40-minute tape. Let's go back a few minutes and see. See what we get into here.
On the putt, there's no lower body movement. And as good putters will tell you, you must accelerate the putter through the ball. This is crucial, because if you accelerate through the ball, it will keep your putter head moving right on target line.
I think we have 2 Sieberts.
What I like to do
We have
in
Siebert, The
practicing
Adventure
putting and
Begins,
getting
which is
something to
70
work
minutes,
is I put down
and
2
Siebert
tees
in The
on either
Mysterious
side of the
Journey.
ball. and I put one tee down in the ground that I'm trying to make the putter go over. What I'm doing now
Siebert is a feature film, it seems like.
I'm not thinking about hitting the golf ball. I'm thinking about making my stroke. I'm trying to get the putter from over this tee and through those tees on the line so the putt will break left to right.
I'll be honest, I don't feel like watching a feature film right now unless it's a feature films for families.
Now, I hit that a little bit easy, but the stroke wasn't that bad. You do not have to make the putt. What you have to do is you have to make a good stroke. I would rather miss a putt and put a good stroke on it than almost make it and put a bad stroke, because the bad strokes won't last. So again, all I want to do now is move the putter from this point here over the tee and between the two tees, making it go from backswing to finish.
We could do
I got
random.
A piece of the hole, I had the right speed, but moreover,
I also picked out inside the California missions, but that might be, I don't know, we might need something like exciting. Let's see, the most favorited tape at the moment that we have not watched is Crayola, and then Blooper Mania, and then Shark. This is weighted, like a lot of older stuff has the most favorites because
the rules say you can have 14 clubs.
The newer tapes have not gotten this much like attention.
You want to use. I would suggest for the average player to leave out the 2, 1, 3
Are we
iron,
doing
any
Joseph?
one of the long irons. Put in some woods. Put in the 4, 5, and 6 wood. Maybe even a 7 wood. Until you get proficient, then take the woods out and maybe go to your 3 iron or your 2 iron. And the better you get, the more you'll enjoy your long irons.
We don't know
but the one
about
thing
Joseph.
about it
Yeah,
is
we could
choosing the right equipment is
check it
choosing
out.
The right grip, the right shaft, and the right head. For instance, the grip. I like in my left hand my fingers just to touch the palm of my thumb.
I will
the
get
pad of my
Joseph.
thumb right there. If I have to put my fingers in like that, the grip is too small. If I hold a grip and my fingers don't touch it at all, the grip is too large. In my right hand, I like the thumb and the forefinger just barely to touch. If they're that far apart, the grip's too big. If they're like this, the grip is too small. That's a very important thing. Shaft. Think about the shaft. There are so many different types of shafts. The pros, they experiment week after week, they experiment. I watch them on the tee. Never try or never can find the right shaft. But think about this. If you're leaving the ball to the right, the shaft may be too stiff. If you're leaving the ball left and it's hooking, it may be too whippy. Now we get to the head. The head of the club depends a lot on your swing, really, and what you're doing. If the leading edge is right on the shaft, that is for really a very good player. And if you're fading, I would suggest an offset club. Something where the club is offset, investment cast, where the head is a little behind the shaft, gives you a little more time so you can draw the ball. And then getting into the woods. Well, a very popular one today, metal woods. I do know, and I have found out, that a metal wood and a solid ball goes farther. The weight is around the outside of the ball. The metal wood is probably, to me, one of the biggest changes and the best improvements I have seen in the game in many years. But if you like the metal wood or the wood, it doesn't make any difference. It's for you to choose. So get professional help, check your equipment, and when you get all your equipment right, then all your practicing will mean something. But right here, this is your start, and go out and do the best you can.
Yeah, okay. I can't find Joseph. It's around here somewhere. I just don't know where on the shelf to look for it. But I got something else.
The name of this video is Better Golf Now. So we put together a little mini lesson.
429
before going out to play. I recommend the Varden grip. The V's on the left and right hands point to your right shoulder. Remember, your hands work together as a unit, and don't grip the club too tightly. To play good golf, you must get a good position. Ben Hogan said, once you've addressed the ball, the shot is 90% over. Approach the ball from behind and visualize the shot you are going to hit. This will help you to aim properly. The stance is simple. Keep your feet about shoulder width.
This is the summary of everything we would have learned if we had watched the tape.
Your knees are flexed. Think of your swing as an elongated U. You take the club back smoothly in one piece. maintaining the triangle formed by your arms and chest. There are 3 gaps that you must close in the swing. On the backswing, you must close the gap between your left shoulder and chin. This assures a full backswing. Your lateral slide left closes the gap between your hip and an imaginary line running up from the outside of your left foot. This helps you deliver the club on the correct inside to down the line swing path. And finally, your right shoulder closes the gap with your chin. This ensures you acceleration through the ball and a complete swing. Stay with a smooth tempo, for a good swing will leave you well balanced. When chipping the ball, take a slightly open stance with your weight on the
Morning,
heel.
Joshy D.
Play the ball off your left heel with your hands ahead of the ball.
So far today we have learned about the Jeep
Hit the shot
Wrangler.
with a crisp,
We
firm,
watched a full
descending
hour
stroke.
of how to operate your Jeep
No
Wrangler.
wrist motion and very little body motion.
We learned 2 states and
Remember,
capitals.
You use the same swing for every chip. You just change
And we've
clubs
skipped through the
and
majority of
shot.
Ken Venturi's better golf now because he's
Fundamentals of
dry
sand
as a
play
board.
are very simple.
Dull as a
Take
board.
slightly wider stance
Our
than
board's
you would
dry.
with a normal shot. Dig your feet in. And
It's
get
a, it's a very dull tape, but we're getting
Don't worry about
the end of
hitting
it.
2 inches behind the ball. Just imagine that the ball is sitting on a tee, and you've got to clip the tee out from under the ball. Finally, let's quickly review the keys to good putting. I recommend that you putt with a square or slightly open stance. Your hands must work together as a unit. Keep your eyes over the ball, or inside the target line if you want. But make the stroke with your arms and shoulders, and most importantly, remember to accelerate the
Bowling,
club.
golfing, off-roading in your Jeep. All good old dude sports.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the tape as much as I enjoyed making the tape. I had a great crew, great people to work with, made it easy, and it was a lot of fun. I gave you a foundation. I didn't give
assure
you
you
the
it was a lot of
ultimate
fun.
end. I gave you a foundation to build on, to work on your game. We're always searching for the perfect swings. Swings are like fingerprints, though. They're all different. But we have to know our own golf swing. We have to visualize what we want to do. We want to think about our game. Thinking about it is like when you get up to the ball and you take a practice swing, you take a picture of it, and then you develop it when the ball is there.
Yeah, his intro was like 5 minutes of him talking about how depressed he was in his younger days because of
learned
how
that
bad he was
some
at
time
golf.
back. There's enough tension in life, and why bring it to the golf course? Relax and enjoy yourself. You can't have it any better than this. And one thing,
Make sure you relax.
I can no longer say I have any secrets. I've given them all to you.
Golf videos, P.O. Box 13121, Austin, Texas. Okay, so, oh no. It's probably fine. I found a tape. It's not the Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat tape that you wanted me to find, but it's another similar mystery tape that is also Joseph related, which I think is the reason you wanted that one, because of the Joseph. This is Diamond Entertainment Corporation. Remember the Robin Hood cartoon that was unexpectedly amazing? That was also Diamond Entertainment Corporation. This is 96002 Testament Joseph from Diamond Entertainment Corporation. So I'm just going to pop this in and we'll see what it's like. Thank you for enjoying Ken Venturi's riveting golf instruction with us. We don't even know that Donny Osmond is on the other tape. We have no idea. Here is Testament Joseph. The rewinder may have slipped the tape off the reels a little bit and made it impossible to watch, but we'll see. We'll see. Testament, Joseph. Favorited by absolutely no one. The rewinder has been a faithful servant for the most part. Occasionally, there's like I think 1 or 2 tapes that it's maybe not handled very well, but it could have been the tape's fault too. It gets a little like there's clearly some issues with the rewinder, like, and it's oh no, it's not your fault. Oh my God, it's Adiemos. Did they get the rights for Adiemos? I don't know if Adiemos is going to be VOD friendly, but I do love Carl Jenkins. He's my favorite Welsh composer. Testament, the Bible in animation. Okay. So this is what... And Joseph.
It was just a dream. A stupid dream, all right?
No more than ears of corn are we, O mighty one, bending before you in the wind.
I didn't say that.
And the sun and the moon and all the stars fell from the sky and landed at my feet.
I want to watch this for the animation.
Let me go!
Of course, little brother. As soon as you've learned some respect, O ruler of nations.
I can't help it if I have dreams. And I can't help it if they prophesy greatness. No! That's my robe, Judah!
Is it, Joseph?
It was a gift from Father.
Wow,
Was it really?
What an
You
asshole.
don't know how much it means to me.
Oh, I think I do, Joseph. But why don't you tell me for the 100,000th time, in case I've missed the point?
Don't be a fool, Judah.
As far as animated retellings of Bible stories go, this looks amazing so far.
Cut his throat and have his blood on your head for the rest of your days.
We've had him up to here. Have you got a better idea?
Like the dialogue, the writing, the animation,
That way our hands
the
stay
voice
clean.
acting. It's really good.
Reuben!
Smile, little brother. Things are never as bad as they seem.
I'm Father's favorite, remember? No!
Is he dead?
You'll pay for this! One day you'll pay for this!
No, he's still alive. Never mind. I have an even better idea. Well? 10, 30, 15, 25, 20. Done! 20 pieces of silver. Up you come, little brother. Let the man see the merchandise.
So, does anyone need context? Joseph was like the favorite son of his parents.
What are you going to tell Father?
His parents gave him, his dad gave him a cool coat of many colors. He had a dream that was a prophecy that he would one day rule over his brothers. Oh no! Damn it. Come on. Anyway, the brothers want to kill him because they hate him so much, but one of the brothers is sympathetic to him and instead decides to rescue him from the well, and then they just decide to sell him into slavery in Egypt instead.
Joseph! Joseph!
You can learn all this from a John Hartford song that I'm going to post in the Discord. You can listen to it later if you want, after the stream.
What have you done? I was coming back for you, little brother. I swear I was.
No! Tell me this isn't so!
I'm sorry, Father. There was nothing we could do.
Didn't he shout for help? One of you must have heard him crying out.
We all did, Benjamin, but we thought he was fooling around.
We had no idea he was being attacked.
And certainly not by a mountain lion.
We're all going to miss him, Father.
He smells.
Of course he smells, my lord. We have traveled far. But as you see, he has broad shoulders, strong legs.
Yes, yes, they've all got strong legs. My house is full of your bargains with strong legs. Well, I'll consult my wife and... Ah, there you are, my dear.
So this guy is the vizier, like the
He smells.
advisor
Yes,
to
I
the
know.
pharaoh.
We've been through all that. The question is, would he be of use?
I doubt it.
I agree. Well, there it is, I'm afraid.
Mind you, he does have magnificent legs.
The legs again, you see. It's always the legs.
And a strong back. Does he speak?
Does he speak? My wife wants to know if he speaks.
Of course he speaks. Tell him your name, boy.
Joseph.
Joseph. Oh. He has an honest face. I'll give you that.
But does he have a brain? That's what interests me.
I'm afraid not, my lord, no.
I beg your pardon?
If I had a brain, I would know the meaning of arrogance. And had I known that, I wouldn't be here.
Oh. I'll take him. Come, my dearest. I need to lie down. Buying slaves exhausts me. Ha! The meaning of arrogance. I like him. I like him a lot. He'll go far, that young man.
Oh my god, the leopard
I
tail
rather
on his
think
cloak
he
is
might.
whacking. Yeah, the costumes are incredible.
No more tears, Father. You've been sad for long enough.
I shall grieve for as long as my heart tells me, Benjamin. Ah, I'm tired. I'm ready to die, I think. Oh, where are you going?
To tell my brothers. They made me promise. If ever I thought you were about to die, I was to hurry and fetch them.
I don't...
Sorry. It was just a good line. Yeah, if you know the story, the vizier's wife is
Sad for long enough.
I shall grieve for as long as my heart tells me, Benjamin.
gonna be a
I'm
part of
tired.
this.
I'm ready to die, I think. Oh, where are you going?
To tell my brothers. They made me promise. If ever I thought you were about to die, I was to hurry and fetch them.
I don't mean now. I'm not going to die this minute.
I miss him too, you know.
Hmm? What's that?
Joseph. And my mother. I miss them both.
Rachel died the hour you were born. How could you miss someone you've never even met?
I just do, that's all.
How she would have loved you. Which is why I must love you for both of us. Come on.
This is so good.
Joseph.
Diamond Entertainment Corporation has got a great track record so far.
Joseph.
Yeah, single 600-year-old dad life.
Excellent. Take them to the wine press. Tell the treaders to begin their dancing.
Joseph. Joseph.
Naney. Greetings, old friend.
I have message for you.
Steady! Here, sit by me for a moment. Now then, how are my plans for the banquet progressing?
Very well. You are learning fast.
I would have learned nothing without the help of an old friend. You said you had a message for me?
Did I? Oh, so I did. The Lord Potiphar's wife has been asking for you.
The Lord Potiphar's wife is always asking for me. You asked me to attend you, my lady.
Yes, I did. You have nothing to fear from me, Joseph. You know that, don't you?
I fear only the God of my fathers, my lady. You I am here to serve.
Quite so. My husband returns from his trip tomorrow.
The celebrations are all in hand.
You have always been a favorite of mine, Joseph. I would like to give you something special. What could that be, do you think?
I really couldn't say, my lady.
Your heart's desire, Joseph. The fulfillment of your wildest dreams.
Dreams, madam?
Me, you idiot! Gods preserve us.
Madam, I cannot do this.
Why? You find me undesirable?
You are my master's wife. It would be a sin against God.
Joseph, I'm losing patience.
Oh, God.
Forgive me, but I must take my leave.
Little fool! Help! Gods! Help me, someone. I've been attacked.
So what if I favored him? He meant more to me than my life. Is that such a sin? You promise so much and then take away even more. All I want is the life of the child by the only woman I truly loved. You hear me? Give me back my son, Joseph!
Joseph! Wakey, wakey!
What is it?
Have a drink.
I don't want a drink. What do you want?
The Pharaoh's birthday. I thought we could celebrate. He wants me to release 2 prisoners.
Huh? Is this a joke?
No. Have I not just had the orders?
Oh, that's wonderful. After almost a year. Well, this does call for a celebration.
I love how, like, entirely not boulderized this is.
Her lips so full and fine. Hey, mind yourself.
Like, they're not dumbing it down for kids and taking out
The Pharaoh once released.
the alcohol and the sex.
His butler. His baker.
Friends of yours, aren't they? You interpreted the dream for them.
Okay, so Joseph has been locked up in prison for a year.
You were right. You have a gift, young Joseph.
And he's interpreted successfully the dreams of the baker
you.
and the butler, who are also in prison
Speak
with
to
him.
the Pharaoh for me!
I'll do what I can.
He told me my dream meant I was for the chop. Got an axe, anyone? Hey! Hey! Hey, get your hands off! Where are we going?
Boy, how old are you, boy?
21.
21. Same age as me when they brought me in here.
God, hear me. Tell me, what's to become of me?
had it again. Send me my counselors and magicians at once.
Mighty Pharaoh, this is the third time in as many nights they have attended you.
Bring them to me.
Yes, Your Majesty.
No, wait. You're right. Help me, old friend. I am a feared and all-powerful ruler, but like a small child in a dark room. Find me someone who understands. Someone I can trust.
The God of my fathers has shown you what is to take place, Your Majesty.
Go on.
The 7 great cows
Oh, the costumes.
and the 7 good ears of corn that you saw in your dream refer to 7 years of prosperity that will come to this land. The 7 thin cows and the 7 bad ears of corn that you saw in your dream, which consumed the first 7 cows and the
Look at this
first ear of
set.
corn,
This is
refer
amazing.
to 7 years of famine that will follow.
And what does this God of your fathers propose that I should do about it?
Whatever is wise and prudent.
And what might that be?
Set stewards over the land's resources to prepare for the times to come.
One last question. What's his name again?
Joseph, Your Majesty.
Come here, Joseph. If you were in my place, would you believe this interpretation?
If I were in your place, and as wise as you, O Pharaoh, I would know it to be the truth.
The question is, what is the truth? Well then, how to prepare my people for a famine. You will do it.
Ooh, aging montage.
So fast, my master. Are we being pursued?
Only by our dreams, Kai. How many more cities do we have to inspect?
2, my lord. On and Zoan.
Yeah, the intro showed us was cutting between different animation
It's
styles.
a good name.
Of course it's a good name. Pharaoh gave it to me. It means God has spoken, and he lives.
That's still Joseph, by the way, if you missed it. Time has passed, and he is now.
Life is good, Kai.
He's now been appointed as the Pharaoh's advisor.
Life is very good. This is the grain you have gathered in 6 years.
This year's harvest is still to arrive, my lord.
Ah, when?
By the next moon.
Well, don't delay. Every measure is needed.
Will it come, Zaphanath? This famine of which you speak?
You asked the wrong question, Kai. Will we be ready? Is more to the point.
Forgive me, my lord, but I have no choice but to ask.
Of course, Menes. Increase your family's grain quota. Who's next?
A family from Canaan.
Canaan? Has the famine spread that far? Send them in.
It's the brothers who tried to kill him.
My lord Zaphanath Paner, our father is not known to you, but we bring you his greetings.
We need to buy grain. He sends us with silver.
We hear that you are a wise and fair-minded man.
A respected ruler and favored by the Pharaoh.
May we trade with you?
They may be foreigners, my lord, but it would be cruel to deny them, wouldn't you say?
Where is the rest of your family?
Our father is at home, and our brothers are all here.
All?
Save one, my lord, Benjamin. He has remained behind to look after our father.
There are no others?
None, my lord. Except one who died.
Died?
Yes. He was killed by a mountain lion.
My master?
Throw them in prison. Have we offended you, my lord?
Yes, you have offended me. You are spies, come to see if we are broken by the famine.
My lord, this is untrue.
Take them out of my sight! Wait one moment. You say you are not spies. I wish you to prove it. Bring me the missing Canaanite brother.
My lord, we told you he is dead.
Don't mock me, Hebrew. I meant the one you say you left behind. Bring him to me. One of you will remain as hostage.
That is all.
I know the drama.
That's what I have for sons. What kind of fool do you take me for?
Father, every word of what we are telling you is...
Every word of what you are telling me is bile. You've kept the money and traded Simeon for the grain, haven't you?
No, Father.
Haven't you, Jura?
Father, I know you mistrust me, and I wish I could make things right between us. But you have to believe me. Simeon is safe. But to ensure his release, we must return with Benjamin.
Don't worry, Father. I can take care of myself. Let's go.
And your father, the old man of whom you spoke, is he in good health? Well?
Old and frail, my lord, but yes, he is still alive.
Good. And the missing brother, the one you promised to bring me, which is he?
I am Benjamin, my lord.
Benjamin. How you have aged.
Aged, my lord?
I imagined you younger, is what I meant. Simeon. Eat and rest, for tomorrow you have far to travel, and much to carry. Should I tell them? No, not yet. I must hold my tongue and find a reason to keep Benjamin here. Then Father will come. Good friends, from this priceless goblet, given to me by the Pharaoh himself, I drink to your good health.
Zephanath Paneah!
Tomorrow, before they reach the hills.
Come on, little brother. You're holding us back.
Halt in the name of the Pharaoh!
Hi.
My lord, Zephanath Paneah, has shown you
We found
kindness and
a
hospitality, and you
stop
insult him
motion
by stealing from his
version
house.
of the Old Testament story of Joseph that's like really good. It's incredibly well done.
Judah, don't be a fool.
As I thought. My master's most treasured goblet.
My lord, you have asked for the life of the one who is responsible. To take Benjamin's life would be to break his father's heart. I ask, therefore, that you accept my life instead, as a ransom for his.
Leave us, all of you. All of you. Go.
It's so good. The costumes, the writing, the voice acting, the animation.
You still not know who I am? My brother.
Joseph.
Benjamin.
Come on.
Mind how you load those. No, the cattle go last. They'll hold us up otherwise. What's happening? What are you doing?
Time to go, Father.
Ready? Yes, of course, I'm ready. Hey, you be careful with that. It belonged to my grandfather.
Father, would you please sit down?
I am sitting down. You just watch where you're going.
Forward!
Stay together. It's an important day tomorrow. I want you all there.
Do you think he'll ever die?
I doubt it. If he does, at least now he can go in peace.
I know, I wasn't very forgiving. But for all those years, he was lost to me. If it had been your son, wouldn't you have been aggrieved? But now, I shall see my beloved Joseph. And for that, I thank you from the depths of my soul. I shall also say that I do not understand you sometimes. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Joseph.
Father.
My beloved son.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying this. Woo! This was so good. I'm really speechless. The wild thing is, this is just a this was in the thrift store. It had no case, so I did not know what to expect. It just says Testament Joseph from Diamond Entertainment Corporation. That's all we had to go on. And yeah, I'm really surprised at how well done this was. Produced in Wales and Russia. Christmas films with S4C in association with BBC Wales. S4C Christmas films. Copyright, what is that? CV, ah, man, 96. All right. Whew. All right, XCVI, yeah, 96. This was very, very good. Yeah. We will look at the other Joseph tape perhaps next stream. I gotta keep you waiting on that one. Also, speaking of the biblical story of Joseph, I posted in the Discord for you to listen to later a really good John Hartford song that I will... Ooh, quesadilla, yes, please. That I will also, I think, play at the end of this stream once we cut off the recording and do God's Property. So look forward to that. The Discord, yes, let me get you an invite link. This is the Discord. What are we going to watch next? Let's do a random. I'm ready to random. I know there's a bit of a delay, but when you see something good that you think we should watch, yell stop. Just as loud as you can. All right. Random. Woody Woodpecker, Wacky Wood. No, I don't want cartoons right now. Richard Simmons, Tone It Uptown. Fitness and also copyright. Mystery Tape, too long. Golf Goofs, par for the course. Looks promising, but we just did golf. Discovering Chi, energy exercises for the beginning. 80 minutes fitness. Hard Hat Harry presents Inquiring Minds. I would say that's a good choice. Hard Hat Harry, Inquiring Minds will be option number 1. Random. Kid Songs I Can Dance. Okay, sure. Church World Service, Hope Amidst Tragedy. No, not right now. Educational Favorites, Learning Your Colors. We just did States and Capitals. Super Step Buddy Corps, Bands of America Making a Difference. All right. Are we just gonna do? All right. I'm doing a poll. I'm doing a poll. Hard Hat Harry, Inquiring Minds. Kid Songs, I Can Dance. Or Bands of America, Making a Difference. 1 minute poll, start now. Sorry, thank you. I thought this was just going to be a ceremonial poll and that Hard Hat Harry would win it by a mile. But no, I was so wrong. People want kid songs? Why do you want kid songs? I'm going to write down the titles of these other tapes. Hard Hat Harry, H cubed, Inquiring Minds. And then Bands of America. Okay. Oh my God, there is a tie. All right, we're going into a tiebreaker. So that's what? Bands of okay, kid songs, I Can Dance, or Bands of America. Now, before you vote, let's see. Let me tell you if the Biggles are in this one. The Biggles are in this one. Just so you know, it does have the Biggles. If you don't want the Biggles, vote for the other tape that is not kid songs. Kid songs, I Can Dance. They do Twist and Shout. They do the Mexican Hat Dance. They do Mashed Potato Time. And it's approximately 30 minutes. Bands of America Making a Difference is about nonprofit high school band. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's 14-14. And it's officially tied again. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Hold on. All right. I'm gonna do a random. I'm going to do some. Okay, what's the middle of the alphabet by letter frequency? What's a good midpoint? Geez, M. Okay, 8. If we land on 8, a British Columbia place name whose first letter is A through M, that will be kid songs. N through Z, I'm going to do the command. N through Z is going to be Bands of America. So here we go. The City of Langley, LM. Okay, it's right on the edge. It's kid songs. It's time for kid songs with the Biggles. It's only 30 minutes. How far is Langley from you, Bella? Drive there and give him a piece of your mind. Be right back with that. Where the hell can I find this tape on the shelf? It's Kid Songs, I Can Dance, 409. All right, it's with the other kid songs. I can't find it. So we're doing this. Hey, Bella Bunny, thank you for gifting 5 subs. This is Making a Difference in celebration of Bands of America's 15th anniversary. Copyright 1990, Bands of America. Look at this. Look at these attractive tape reels. Little sprockets. Yeah, let's I can look for the Biggles on the shelf. We'll get to it. Maybe. This was an unexpected classic. Is this rewound? Ooh, those are some great American values. Yeah, it looks like it is rewound. Okay. Well, never mind this. Sorry, all you Biggles fans. Bands of America, Making a Difference. Bands of America, Inc. is a non-profit 501c3 educational organization. Bands of America produces educational and competitive events for high school bands throughout the nation, and is recognized as the premier organization of its kind. Bands of America would like to acknowledge the following for their contribution to this Making a Difference project. Tom Blair for his extra effort, Jim Walker and Free Flight for use of their incredible music. Ooh, God, we're going to get music in this one that's not kid songs and the Biggles. All right. Sponsored in part by Yamaha and Heritage Festivals. This is great. I'm looking forward to this. I don't know anything about Bands of America. I was not in the band. I was a choir boy. Sorry, wait, hold on. Was this a cool intro? No, it wasn't. I could not find the Kid Songs tape on the shelf. There are too many tapes. It is there, I assure you.
Indianapolis, Indiana, the crossroads of America. In 1880, train conductors nicknamed it Naptown, a quiet station crossing where they could stop for a peaceful snooze. But as the decade of the 1990s rolls in, Indianapolis is far from quiet.
Hey, welcome the 90s, everyone.
As the home of the Indy 500 road
I'm
race,
so excited for the 90s.
has become America's amateur sports capital. Since 1980, more than 200 national and international sporting events have been held here. Indianapolis has become a champion of championships.
God, that grandstand.
The premier Indianapolis sports venue, the Hoosier Dome, home of the Indianapolis Colts. With seating for more than 61,000, the Hoosier Dome is one of America's largest.
It's really called the Hoosier Dome?
It's been said fall is for football, but on one weekend in November, the Hoosier Dome is not filled with the usual sounds of helmets clashing with shoulder pads. On this particular weekend,
oh, did it get
Naptown
corporate
welcomes
sponsored?
yet another national championship event, the Bands of America Grand National Championship Festival.
Oh, look at all these nerds having a great time and enjoying their interests and socially bonding.
The internationally acclaimed recording artists of Free Flight kicked off the festival weekend. Sponsored by the Yamaha Corporation of America, Free
hell
Flight
yeah.
headlined the festival for the local community and set the stage for an unparalleled 3-day musical event. Next, the country's finest high school musicians marched into the spotlight, beginning with the marching percussion competition.
How do you march with a marimba?
The students with an opportunity to compete on an intimate scale and a chance to watch and to share ideas with each other. The local media sponsored a dance for all the participants, and nearly 3,600 young people enjoyed the music, the food, and the chance to meet others like themselves from across the country. The students also took an active part in a leadership workshop. Bands of America takes pride in developing the whole person, and this workshop offered motivating ideas.
Oh, come on. I've listened. I have absorbed a lot.
The music industry was well represented in the
This is a
exhibit
huge
hall.
part of.
Bands of America
This is a
is
defining
manufacturers and
aspect of
distributors
Haley's life
because of its positive influence over the many young people who
that I have
participate.
been genuinely
Colleges
interested
and even
in.
the armed forces
Vader
know
Cock?
that
Oh,
this is an
Vandercook.
opportunity to recruit the highest caliber student. The festival continues.
There's section leaders, there's drum majors,
to include an ever-expanding array of musical,
the piccolos
educational, and motivational ideas.
are allowed.
But the festival's main event is still the Grand National Championship Band Competition.
The uniforms are hot.
The finest marching bands from across the country.
You get
travel
heat
to
stroke
Indianapolis
sometimes.
to vie for this, the most prestigious.
Oh my
marching
God, the
band
tricorn
in
hats.
the United States. These young musicians spend hundreds of hours rehearsing.
Oh my
and
God,
perfecting
George Washington's regimental
But after
marching
all
band.
The practice and the fundraising and the sacrifice. It all comes down to one weekend in November.
I thought the pit was just an orchestra
when the
thing.
best of the best.
Do they call it a pit
all on the line.
in marching band? But they don't like dig a trench in the football field. Look, it's Haley. Look at that. Look at that section leader. Yeah, but you should have to like entrench the pit. You call them the pit, you just make them dig their own fortified position at the sidelines.
An impressive 54 bands competed in preliminary competition Friday and Saturday. That wide field was narrowed to just 14 for Saturday night's finals. And in the end, it was the Marion Catholic High School Band which walked away with the 14th Bands of America Grand National Championship honors.
Oh no. Oh no. I really need to handle that IRC message. Because every time this happens, I have to manually restart the chat bot so that it will reconnect to Twitch.
But Bands of America is much more than just one weekend in November. Because the band experience can be one of the most total and significant educational events in the development of a young person, Bands of America was formed and exists to create, support, and serve this experience. Bands of America's events involve more than 100,000 people each year and have directly reached more than 1.5 million people in its 14-year history. Bands of America Championship events have been held in some of the country's largest and most prestigious venues, including the Gator Bowl, the Pontiac Silverdome, and of course, the Hoosier Dome. And in each of these large metropolitan areas, local community leadership has played an active role in the promotion and support of this worthwhile and vital event, and with good reason.
Oh, gyrating Mickey Mouse.
The Grand National Championship Festival attracts over 30,000 fans and participants and injects nearly $1.5 million of tourism revenue into the host city and surrounding areas. In addition to the national championship, 5 to 6 regional championships are held annually, each drawing approximately 10,000 participants and spectators. This is a family-oriented activity. You
can't conscript the choir to dig the pits for the
Regionals have been
band.
held in virtually every part of the country.
So those are just
creating
graves.
a tremendous following which cannot always travel to the Grand Nationals. So, in 1981, Bands of America produced and the PBS network carried The Winning Edge.
Why is that man
a very
censored?
successful 2-hour special about the Grand Nationals. Produced in part to satisfy the demand created by the regional audiences, The Winning Edge did as much to enhance the nation's image of the band activity. Television brought the excitement of the championship into homes nationwide. Plans are currently underway to nationally syndicate a television production about the next Grand National Championship Festival. This promises to be a tightly packed, exciting program about not only this quality competitive musical event, but also about the personal stories of the competitors themselves and their sacrifices in the pursuit of excellence. The program's producer-director is
Listen,
the Emmy
I think
Award-winning
music
Tom
is
Lehrer.
a wonderful thing that
But
more
while
people should
Bands
have
of America is the most respected and imitated contest
first-hand
producer
experience
in this high school
in
musical arena, it is
producing.
the organization's dedication to education and motivation that
Whether you're
sets it
producing that with your mouth
Each
or
June,
your hands,
high schools from across the U.S.
or by
and Canada
blowing into a
send
tube
select few
and
of their
wiggling your
best
fingers
musicians
around. That's
to
all
spend
good.
a full week studying under some of the most respected names in the music field. They study musical techniques, to be sure, but more than that, they learn self-discipline, cooperation, and dedication through an atmosphere committed to the positive experience of music. It is the largest and most comprehensive music camp of its type, held annually since 1976.
Yeah, that's a lot of what I've gotten from Haley's experiences that she's conveyed about band. It's just that, like, it's a social experience. Oh my God. Oh, they fade out the song.
Championship Festival for Indianapolis.
And that you
fast
just, yeah,
becoming
like,
another premier annual
yeah, you get treated like a
championship
person for the first time in your life.
Bands of America, an important driving force offering today's young people positive options for their lives.
Please include this full song in the credits. Oh my God! Free Flight. Jim Walker and Free Flight are amazing. I want more of their original music in this tape.
In November or year-round, Bands of America is a vital part of the young people and the communities it touches. Bands of America makes a difference. For further information about how you can become involved as a sponsor of Bands of America Television or Bands of America events, write to Bands of America, 5400 Newport Drive, Suite 12, Rolling Meadows, Illinois, 60008, or call toll-free.
Oh, Free Flight was on The Tonight Show in 1982. There's a clip of their performance on YouTube. Ah, we don't get the song. That was a good tape, though. I'm glad we landed on that one. To be honest with you, I don't know if I can handle the Biggles right now. I can go find the tape, but tell you what, before next stream, I will find Kid Songs I Can Sing and the Joseph tape. I will make sure I have those ready off the shelf, and we can do those. We can do those later. I just can't with the Biggles right now. I gotta know my own limits. Making a Difference, Bands of America, that was excellent. Can we do Hard Hat Harry? Yeah, we can do Hard Hat Harry. We're saving Hard Hat Harry's Real Life Santa Claus Adventures for kids. For Christmas, obviously. We have All About Heavy Construction Equipment featuring Hard Hat Harry, which is like proto Hard Hat Harry, I guess. But we can look at and then there's Real Life Farm Adventures. But I think Inquiring Mind sounds pretty good. This one's from 1997. Yeah, this will be a good one. I'll go grab it. This tape was sent in by Sentai Brad. Thank you, Sentai Brad. It is from 1997, 42 minutes. Hard Hat Harry presents Inquiring Minds. Join Hard Hat Harry, the lovable genie. I had to burp, sorry. As his three investigator friends, Mike, Persis, and Chris, Seek out the answers to many of those tough questions that kids always seem to come up with about the world around them. Questions that seem easy enough to answer until you actually try. The Inquiring Minds series clearly answers all those questions. It's an educational and entertaining way to satisfy your kids' innate curiosity. On this video, you'll get answers to those puzzling questions like, why are hurricanes seasonal? How do karate experts break boards with their bare hands? Why do clocks go clockwise? Why don't skyscrapers fall over? Oh no. And why do we get jet lag? All right, Inquiring Minds, Hard Hat Harry. It's time. Why are we here? Who is Hard Hat Harry? Where did he come from? Inquiring minds want to know, why don't skyscrapers fall over?
Hi kids, Hard Hat Harry here. We've taken some great adventures together and learned about lots of neat things. And wherever we go, I always have questions about the big mysteries of the world. I want to know exactly how stuff works. Don't you? Well, now that we've both gotten a little older together, it's time to explore the amazing answers to fascinating scientific questions in an exciting new video series, Inquiring Minds. In this episode of Inquiring Minds, my science buddy Persis Galwala is going to show you the incredible secret.
His official title.
A board-breaking
His science buddy. Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that, Harry. Don't do that part.
Watch. Oh, that hurt.
Don't do the Bruce Lee yelling.
Wait, I have an idea. That's better. But of course,
reminder, Hard Hat Harry is a genie,
magic like me,
in addition to being a construction worker.
Can break slabs of wood with their bare hands. How do they do it? Whoa! And that's not all. The clever Chris Robinson will tell us why hurricanes always hit during one season. It's windy out here. Let's go inside.
His karate gi is still creased from the packaging.
And did you ever wonder why clock hands
can't even iron it
in one direction? Oops. That's more like it. Today, you'll learn why clocks go clockwise with the help of our friend Mike Kinney. Persis also has the facts on why really big skyscrapers never fall over.
Never.
And it's back to
without
Mike
exception.
And ordinary human beings like you get jet lag when you fly through time zones. I never get jet lag. I'm a genie, and my magic travel dust works better than airplanes any day. Check this out. Hi again. I just traveled around the world in 2 seconds.
I forgot how unnecessarily unhinged
I can't
Hard
wait
Hat
to
Harry
find out
is.
about hurricanes and board breaking and cool stuff like that. So sit back and get ready for science.
It's entirely unnecessary for Hard Hat Harry to be a genie, and yet he is. Because it's just, it makes it more convenient. So much morphing going on.
They arrive at the same time every year. They're the most destructive natural force on Earth. They kill more people than earthquakes or volcanoes. They're hurricanes. But why do hurricanes only strike in late summer and early fall? Well, the answer to this mystery begins with what's responsible for all this destruction. Would you believe the sun?
It's not that the sun does anything on purpose. It just burns hydrogen and emits energy. The real problem is the shape of the Earth.
The sun doesn't mean to abuse you and create hurricanes.
And it's tilted, which means that the middle of the Earth receives more direct sunlight than
The sun
other
just
areas.
can't help itself when you act that
The
way.
Earth is unevenly heated. So what does that have to do with hurricanes? Well, to find out, we're going to have to go into the kitchen and make a hurricane.
Is this science, buddy?
Now, the hurricane recipe requires two main ingredients, wind and water. Okay, I need you to imagine that this stovetop is part of an ocean. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but play along for a moment. Now, remember I told you that the Earth is not evenly heated. So suppose this element is an area of the ocean that receives more energy from the sun.
Oh my
And to
gosh.
show that it's absorbing sunlight and getting warmer,
Thank you
I'll
so
turn the
much
element on.
for the quesadilla. I appreciate it very much. I look forward to hearing about your itchy experience.
Now I'm going to use this pot of liquid to represent the air sitting above the ocean.
As the ocean warms up, so does the air sitting above
Is this
it.
Mannheim steamroller?
And as the air gets warmer, it rises, carrying lots of water vapor.
It sounds like
along
Good
with
King
it.
Wenceslas from the Mannheim
As the warm
Steamroller
air
Christmas
rises,
album.
cooler air rushes in to take its place. And this circular movement of air is called a convection current.
Now, this convection current is crucial because when you get warm air rising and cooler air rushing in to take its place, you get wind. And the stronger the convection current, the stronger the wind. But as the warm, moist air rises up into the higher altitudes, it starts to cool down. Now, cold air can't hold as much water vapor as warm air, so the vapor condenses back into little droplets of water, and billions of these droplets form a cloud. Now, here's one last principle you need to understand. It takes energy from the sun to heat the ocean and force some of the water to evaporate into the air. But when that water vapor cools and condenses back into a liquid at the higher altitudes, it has to give that energy back. And that's where the hurricane gets its power.
This release of energy warms the surrounding air, which allows the next wave of rising air to travel a little higher before it condenses into a cloud. Before long, you have a giant cloud 10 to 12 kilometers high.
I have no
And
idea
if you
what's
could
going
look
on.
down on a hurricane,
I'm just
that's
eating a
exactly
quesadilla.
what you'd see. A giant spinning cloud.
The stream has been
But
a lot
why
of
is
me
it
eating.
spinning? The spin comes from the rotation of the Earth. If the Earth was standing still, air would move in a straight line. But because the Earth is spinning, the cold air rushing into the convection current gets bent, which causes the hurricane to spin.
Now, if you put everything together, the wind, the water, the convection current, and the spin, here's what you get. A sink full of water? No, a giant vortex.
Now in the sink, you have water being pulled down the drain. A hurricane is just the opposite. It's a huge convection current sucking air up, with the rotation of the Earth causing it to spin. As it travels across the ocean, it picks up more water vapor and more energy. The vortex tightens and the winds become stronger. It's like a skater pulling in her arms as she goes into a spin. With wind speeds approaching 130 kilometers an hour, you now have a full-blown hurricane. Now, a hurricane out in the middle of the ocean is not a problem. But when it hits land, then we see how destructive this vortex can be. However, it's only the coastal regions that feel the full force of the hurricane. Because the moment a hurricane touches land, it starts to weaken. And the reason is simple. Once it hits land, it loses its energy source, the warm water of the ocean. It's just like taking a boiling pot of water off the stove. It slowly quiets down.
Now, I still haven't told you why hurricanes are seasonal. Well, it all comes back to the fact that the Earth is tilted. What the? That's better. You see, hurricanes only form in this narrow band on either side of the equator. That's because in order to evaporate enough water to form a hurricane, the temperature of the ocean has to be at least 27 degrees Celsius, or about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So in the northern hemisphere, the most active time for hurricanes is late summer or early fall, after the oceans have had several months of intense sunlight to warm them up. And as the Earth tilts and causes the intense sunlight to drift south for the winter, the hurricane season ends in the northern hemisphere. But for the folks in the southern hemisphere, it's just starting.
Rolling.
To heat the ocean and evaporate some of the water over. Now here's one last principle you know.
Bloopers. I love the bloops. We love the bloops.
I can't even sit down right.
Oh, they didn't include the one of him screaming, "Fuck!"
Have you ever wondered how these karate experts manage to break a board in half with their bare hands? Perhaps you've just dismissed this as some sort of illusion or trick, but this is no illusion. What you're seeing is real. This piece of wood is typical of what a karate expert would use. There's nothing special about it. It's just white pine that's about 2 centimeters thick, 28 centimeters long, and about 15 centimeters across.
It's because white pine is some
So if
bitch
you wanted
wood.
to break a piece of wood in half with your bare hands, how would you do it? Well, there's
Show
more
me,
to it
break
than
a piece
just
of
winding up
a
and
solid
swinging.
piece of cedar with your hand.
The first thing you have
Then
to
I'll be
worry about
impressed.
is the speed of your swing. The faster your hand's moving, the greater the force of impact. The hand of some karate experts reaches a speed of 45 kilometers per hour. But the real trick is to make sure your hand reaches peak velocity at the exact moment it makes contact with the wood. Easier said than done. In a typical swing, peak speed is reached about 3/4 of the way through. So if you aim for the surface of the board, your hand slows down before it makes contact. You have to aim for exactly the right spot. A few centimeters beyond the target is recommended. It takes a lot of practice to get it right. But if you do get it right, your hand hits the board at peak speed. When your hand moves this fast, it exerts a force of over 300 kilograms. That's the equivalent to the weight of 4 full-grown adults. But this still isn't enough to break the board. Why? Well, wood is made up of long strands of cellulose fibers that run in one direction, kind of like these threads. This is what we call the grain of the wood.
Is this one of the, like,
If I try to break through the
one of
fibers
the
like
kids
this, they put up a
who
lot
was
of
in the
resistance.
previous
But if I reduce
Hard Hat
the
Harry
number
videos?
of fibers my hand comes in contact with by turning the board
This
around,
is like Hard Hat Harry all grown up.
it's much easier. This is why karate experts must always break a board along the grain. There's still one question I have left. Why doesn't this hurt? Well, at the moment of impact, the board bends. This causes the top surface to compress and the bottom to stretch. But the bones in your hands experience only compression forces. Since wood and bone are strongest when compressed and weakest when
Hand
stretched,
bones, you
the
say.
board breaks before your hand does. Constant training will also protect you from injury. Training causes the bones in your hand to thicken. It also causes the muscles and the tendons to strengthen. This provides the bones with extra padding. In addition to this, you develop calluses, which provide even more padding. And that's how you can break a board in half without breaking your hand.
Coming up next on Crazy Human Stunts. This may look painful, but actually, it's not.
Oh man, I did this the other day.
These guys end up with a bunch of holes through them. Well, the same basic principle that kept you from breaking your
There's
hand on the
a
board
therapeutic
is
version
also
of this
responsible for this.
we have in our living room.
Allow me to explain by using this balloon. If I press it down on this nail, it'll pop. But if I press a balloon down with the same force on a bunch of nails, nothing happens. Why is this? Well, with one nail, the force is concentrated on one tiny spot on the balloon. With a bunch of nails, the force is spread out. Each nail only applies a small amount of pressure on the balloon. Not enough to actually puncture it.
That was a delicious
It's
quesadilla.
the exact same thing that happens when you lay on a bed of nails. But it's the exact opposite of what happens when you break a piece of wood in half. If the karate expert were to try and break the board with an open hand, the force of the impact would be spread out too much. To break the board, she must concentrate the force into as small an area as possible. This breaks the board for the same reason a single nail punctures the balloon. No magic here. It's all a matter of spreading the force around.
Next on Crazy Human Stunts, watch a man snatch a speeding bullet out of the air with his teeth.
Oh, I don't want to see that one. You're gonna have to find another science show to explain that one to you.
Or just try it yourself.
Coming up, Mike asked a timely question, why do clocks run clockwise? But first, we'll answer some questions from our viewer mailbox.
Because that's literally what clockwise means. The way that a clock goes. It could not be any other way. Oh boy. What is that, Mac-Right?
Taryn Dewar of Bewdley wrote to us and wants to know if woodpeckers get headaches. Well, Taryn, the short answer would be no. Woodpeckers don't get headaches because their bills aren't solidly attached to their skulls. Most birds have pneumatized bones. This means they aren't as solid as ours. Instead, they're filled with tiny pockets of air, just like this chocolate bar. On a woodpecker,
This is the most Canadian show I've ever seen.
Is so full of air pockets.
Showing us an arrow
that it has
bar.
a sponge-like quality to it. What this does is act as a shock absorber, isolating the bird's pounding beak from its skull, so the brain doesn't get hammered. So why do they pound on trees anyways? Well, getting food is one reason. Getting a mate is the other. Woodpeckers can't sing, so they communicate through the rhythmic pounding of their bills.
Taylor Exley of Toronto emailed us and wants to know why people faint. Well, fainting is a sudden loss of consciousness due to an abrupt loss of blood to your brain.
The actor for Hardhead Harry is from LaPorte, Indiana. Oh, and he's openly gay.
Rapid breathing, like when you lift weights, causes an excess loss of carbon dioxide from your body. This causes the blood vessels in your brain to shrink.
His name is Anthony Mendel.
It's called hyperventilation.
Born 1968.
Lifting weights also causes blood to move
His
from
feature
your
film
head
credits
to
are
your
almost
muscles.
exclusively LGBT related, including the 1997 drama
And the
David
loss of blood
Searching,
from your head to your muscles
the 98 drama Minor Details, and the 2000 comedy drama Get Your Stuff.
Mike, wake up, buddy.
The Hardhead Harry actor also appeared in a 1998 episode of Will and
So what's the
Grace
purpose of fainting? Well, when you faint, your body
as
goes limp
cute guy.
to the ground. Being horizontal allows gravity to restore the blood flow to your head, restoring consciousness. All right, coach, I'm ready. Put me in.
Received a question from Debbie Gillespie of Niagara Falls, who asked, why are our fingers different lengths? Now, there must be some advantage, otherwise our fingers would never have evolved this way in the first place. Well, here's the benefit. If I take my uneven fingers and try and pick up a small object, I'll notice that my fingers actually become quite even, and they work quite well. But if my fingers and thumb were the same length, I'd actually find it quite awkward to pick up objects.
This is a great way of illustrating
And there's
this.
your answer. Having fingers of different lengths makes it easier for us to pick up and manipulate small objects. Uneven fingers in this position become even and more functional in this position.
Okay, hurry, guys. Grab a horn. It's almost time.
Hey guys, get ready. Say goodbye to the old and welcome in the new.
Here we go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Hold it. It actually worked.
Gotta love television. New Year's Eve, a time when everyone's eyes are glued to the clock. But did you ever wonder why the hands of a clock go clockwise? I mean, why not the other way around?
When you stop to think about it, our lives are governed by the clock. Appointments, travel, parking, work schedules,
and television segments. In fact, I only have a few minutes to explain this.
Actually, 6 minutes and 53 seconds.
6 minutes 53, that's not a lot of time to talk about time. Anyway, so why do the hands of a clock move clockwise? Well, to answer that, we need to turn back the hands of time more than 5,000 years.
Would have to pick the winter to come back.
This is a
way back around
a question that I thought was going to be very, very boring, but they're presenting this
track of time
very,
was what
in a
I'm
very
standing
entertaining
on
way.
right now. The Earth, and the fact that it constantly rotates.
It's the rotation of the Earth that makes the sun seem to rise, move across the sky, and then set.
Now it's this movement of the sun through the sky that led to what's believed to be the first time-measuring instrument, a stick. Well, actually, you put the stick into the rotating Earth, and now you have what's believed to be the first time-measuring instrument, the shadow clock, or sundial.
Here's how it works. Now, to make this work, I need a sun. The sun. Yeah. Now, as the sun rises, begins to move through the sky, so does the shadow that it casts through the stick. Now, what this shadow tells you is basically how much daylight you have left. A handy piece of information if you have to find shelter for the night. But what does all this have to do with clocks going clockwise? Well, it all depends on what hemisphere you're in. Let's take our sundial and put it in the southern hemisphere. Now, as the Earth rotates, notice the direction the shadow's moving. Now let's take our sundial and put it in the northern hemisphere. Now notice the direction of the shadow.
These sound effects are
Well, it just so happens that the mechanical clocks we know today were invented in the northern hemisphere. Their hands mimicking the movement of the sundial in the northern hemisphere. A direction we know today as clockwise.
Clockwise, schmockwise. Come back and unfreeze us.
Relax,
Northern Hemisphere
only have 5
privilege.
minutes left. Now, where was I? The sundial was used in many societies to keep time. By the 8th century BC, sundials were divided into units, representing the hours of the day. And as a timekeeper, it was pretty reliable.
That is until the sun went down or the sky turned overcast. Then you couldn't read the sundial. Bit of a problem. See, we quickly realized that we needed a timepiece that was as regular as the
It's also
Earth's
entirely arbitrary that north is up on maps.
Any time of the day or night.
It's where there's a slightly tongue-in-cheek movement
clock.
in Australia.
It kept track of time by measuring the rate at which water leaked out of
maps
a
of
pot
the Earth
through a hole at the bottom.
The other way around,
Fairly
with
decent
Australia at the top.
Unless you lived in a cold climate. Then time seemed to, well, stand still. Then there was the sand clock. It got around the freezing problem, but you could only measure short intervals of time, up to 60 minutes. Imagine the size of the sand clock you'd need to measure the length of a day.
Hate to be the guy that has to turn that thing over when it's done.
By the 14th century, water and sand were replaced by wheels, gears, and springs. These were the first mechanical clocks. They were a little more practical, but they too had their flaws. Because of the different materials used to make them, no two clocks kept the same time. And that's what it's all about. Consistency.
You see, to have an accurate timepiece, you need
three things. The first is something with a regular and constant cycle. Now, the search for such a thing proved difficult until they discovered this. Oh! Sorry. No, not the yo-yo. The pendulum. Each time the pendulum swings, it advances the hands of the clock. But how can this be accurate? Doesn't it eventually slow down? Well, yes, but take a closer look. You see, the slower the pendulum goes, the less distance it has to travel.
This is interesting to me as the owner of a very large grandfather clock.
But eventually the pendulum's going to stop.
That just follows me around my life.
Which brings me to the second thing you need for your accurate timepiece.
Because my grandfather built it.
A power source to keep the pendulum going.
And bequeathed it to me.
But electricity wasn't around back then, so they turned to something that's been around since day one: gravity. Gravity pulled weights down, and with the help of wheels and springs, the clocks ticked away. The final thing you need for your timepiece is some kind of display to show you how many cycles have gone by. And there you have it, a clock. Is that the correct time? Gotta get going. But the pendulum clock wasn't perfect. You see, friction between the many moving parts made the pendulum clock imprecise. So at the end of a day, the clock might be out by half a second. Now that may not sound like much. Being a few seconds late for an appointment is no big deal. But when a mere tenth of a second
That's what that tiny little nut is for at the bottom of the
silver
pendulum.
metal, you need something a little more
fine adjustments.
Which brings me back here to 5000 BC in the bitter cold, to where our ancestors discovered the first clock, the Earth-Sun clock. But why here? Well, sitting beside the first primitive sundial was another regular cycle we later discovered could be used to keep time: a rock. Actually, it's what's inside the rock, a mineral called quartz. Now, you're probably wondering, how does a hunk of quartz keep time? Well, an interesting thing happens to quartz crystal when you apply electricity to it. It vibrates with a constant frequency. These regular vibrations are used to keep time. In fact, it works very much like a pendulum, except a quartz clock is 10 times more accurate than a pendulum clock. Now, there's one more thing you need to know about time to really...
5,
No, wait. You see, when the planets are aligned, there's a... No, wait! I need more time!
Everyone's always getting right up in the camera. They need to stand back.
Coming up next, Persis discovers why skyscrapers don't fall over.
Okay, that's Persis.
And Mike finds out what causes jet lag.
We built them to be closer to heaven. We built them to impress our neighbors. We built them simply to save space.
I really hope that the emblematic skyscraper they choose to answer the question of why can't they fall down is, I don't know, maybe further
In recent years, buildings have
further
reached
uptown.
unprecedented heights. They just keep getting taller. But how high can they go? Is there an upper limit?
Maybe the Empire State would be a good choice.
In the past, we were limited by the building materials at hand. Stone, brick. These are strong, but they're heavy. So what would happen if you try and build a skyscraper out of one of these?
The taller the building is, the thicker the walls have to be at the bottom to support all the weight on top. A 15-story building needs walls 1 meter thick at the base.
This doesn't leave much room for office space. And forget about windows. This would weaken the
Oh, look at
walls
those
too
VHS. Look at the cassettes on her desk.
much. Do you want to work here?
It's not hard to see why buildings
I get
constructed
excited when I
before
see
the turn of the
videotapes
century
or video
weren't very
cassette
tall.
equipment.
So how do you go from this to this? The answer's simple: steel.
Oh, good. They're going to film it in Canada.
Brick or stone, yet lighter.
Of course, they're not going to New York City for their on-location
Steel
shots.
has another advantage. Steel beams and girders can be bolted securely together to form an internal skeleton. You can't do this with brick and stone.
Galvanized square steel with eco-friendly wood veneer.
The internal skeleton is very strong because all the beams and girders share the workload. If I apply pressure here, for instance, the force spreads out over the entire structure. This makes the skeleton strong enough to support the weight of the whole building. The walls don't support any of the weight. They're nothing more than thin panels stuck to the side of the skeleton. They can even be made of glass. This leaves plenty of room for offices. The introduction of the steel frame meant that the buildings could soar higher than ever before. The race for the sky was on. But it was a long climb to get there. The stairs were not very practical for moving people and goods up or down more than a few floors. One last thing was needed for us to build a real skyscraper. Nowadays, we take it for granted, but it wasn't until the invention of this, a safe, reliable elevator,
I don't know how fun of a fact that is.
that the race for the sky could truly begin.
It is a fact. It is some kind of fact.
As buildings got taller, they encountered a new problem. Wind. Wind speed increases as you go up. If the wind is gusting at 20 kilometers per hour on the ground, on the top floor, it could be traveling as fast as 80 kilometers per hour. A tall building catches all of this wind like a gigantic sail.
Do you mind?
How much force can the wind put on the side of a skyscraper? Think of it this way.
It's as if the skyscraper were built sticking out of the side of a cliff, and 50 loaded dump trucks were parked on the side of it. What's to keep a strong gust of wind from snapping it in half like a pencil?
You're probably thinking to avoid this, you have to make your building more rigid, right? Wrong. You have to make it more flexible. When something flexible is hit by the wind, it doesn't snap in half. It bends.
My ruler.
Skyscrapers may seem solid, but they're not. The steel frame inside is quite flexible. Some skyscrapers sway to and fro by as much as a meter.
It's a great way to keep the wind from knocking over your building. The people inside may not be too happy.
So let's get back to the original question. If you take everything into account, including building sway, what's the tallest you can build a skyscraper? Well, at the moment, this is the tallest skyscraper in the world. The Sears Tower in Chicago, 110 floors. We have the technology right now to build a skyscraper 4 times taller. That would be more than a kilometer high. So what's stopping us?
Well, it's our old friend, the elevator. If you work in a kilometer-high skyscraper, you're going to spend a lot of time waiting for one of these.
It's also just not that necessary.
This tall could have 300,000 people in it. The population of a small city. All trying to use the elevators.
There's an upper limit to how dense development really can or should be.
Getting to your office could, well, take a while. If you try to solve the problem by adding more elevators, you just create another problem.
The elevators would take up more space, so there'd be less space for offices. You'd be right back where you started.
Coming through.
Working in a shoebox.
A more realistic height for a skyscraper would be 140 or 150 floors.
Oh no! Never forget the giant saw.
This person is suffering from a condition that affects millions of people around the world. The symptoms include extreme fatigue, impaired concentration and memory, and the loss of muscular coordination. If left untreated, the condition can produce more severe symptoms, like muscular tremors, impaired vision, even fainting. This person is suffering from a severe case of jet lag.
Hey, you all right? Let me help you up. Ah, yes.
Oh, Canadian airport.
Jet lag has ruined more vacations and botched more business meetings than the airline food and in-flight movie combined. But you know, the symptoms of jet lag are not just a product of crossing a few time zones. Nope. You can experience the same symptoms when you start.
Remember when everyone had to watch the same in-flight movie?
So why do you feel so lousy? Well, 2 words: circadian dysrhythmia. Simply put, you've lost your rhythm. No, not that rhythm. Circadian dysrhythmia refers to your circadian rhythm, otherwise known as your daily body rhythm. You see, our body temperature, heart rate, hormone levels, every cell in our body follows its own daily schedule. These individual schedules are synchronized by a master clock in our brain. Actually, it's 2 small clusters of cells located in a region of the brain called the hypothalamus. The master clock activates, adjusts, and synchronizes all our biological processes throughout the day. It controls everything from brainwave activity to the production of urine.
Speaking of the production of urine.
Hey, Steve, back here!
As well as coordinating our biological processes, the master clock ensures our processes are in sync with the world outside. Light levels, meals, work schedules, and alarm clocks are all cues the master clock uses to set the daily rhythm of our bodies. Think of your circadian rhythm as a symphony your body plays each day. Each member of the orchestra represents a cell in your body. The sheet music in front of them represents the individual schedules they have to follow. Now, orchestrating all these different schedules is the master clock in your brain, or the conductor. So what does this symphony sound like anyway? I mean, how does our daily body rhythm play out? Well, a typical day consists of a series of ups and downs of alertness, very much like the movements in a symphony. The day starts off at a moderate tempo. Your level of alertness begins to rise, along with the level of pain-killing hormones in your body. In fact, numerous studies have shown early morning to be the least sensitive time for pain. So it's a good time to schedule that dentist appointment. From about 10 a.m. through noon, the pace really picks up. Your alertness is at its peak. It's a good time to organize, plan, and deal with complex problems. Jelly-filled or the glazed? From about 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., the pace really slows down. It's that time of the day when you feel like taking a nap. It's called the post-lunch dip. But it has little to do with how much you ate at lunch. We actually have a natural urge to sleep during these hours. Around 5 p.m., the pace picks up again. Your alertness returns, your long-term memory peaks, and your body temperature starts to rise. In fact, the best time to exercise is between the hours of 5 and 7 p.m. Your muscles are warm and your hand-eye coordination is at its peak. Around midnight, the pace slows once again. Your level of alertness begins to drop and eventually bottoms out between 3 and 6 a.m.
Yeah, close
Not
enough.
a good time for any tasks that require...
Sorry, I missed the context for...
If you're smart, you'll be
the
in
trombone.
bed.
I just came back.
So what does this have to do with circadian dysrhythmia and jet lag? Well, when the orchestra and conductor are in sync, we have rhythm.
Also, I'm just realizing how tangentially Hard Hat Harry related this is.
But what if we replace the conductor's master music score?
They wanted to make a cool science show for kids.
Replace everyone else's.
But then they
how
figured
would
it
the
would do
symphony
better if
sound?
it's introduced by Hard Hat Harry.
Pretty lousy. That's because everybody's out of sync. A similar thing happens with jet lag. When you fly in an east-west direction, you cross time zones. The environmental cues your master clock uses to set your body rhythm have now shifted. It's now day where it was night, and your watch is behind or ahead. Now, it's easy to reset the watch on your wrist, not so easy for the master clock in your brain. It continues to tick away on the old schedule, which means you're out of sync with your environment, and that has consequences. For example, your internal morning wake-up call may arrive in the middle of the night. What the? Your breakfast may sit undigested in your stomach because your digestive system isn't expecting it. Your master clock and biological functions eventually adjust to their new environment, but they do so at different rates. Your sleep pattern, for example, will adjust before your digestive system does. This throws your body into further chaos as the different systems scramble to catch up with each other. This rather uncomfortable period of adjustment is what we call jet lag. So, can you do anything about jet lag? Well, you can reduce its impact. The key is to quickly reset your master clock. That means exposing your master clock to as many of the new environmental cues as possible. So, when you arrive at your destination, don't hide in your hotel room.
He departed from Toronto and arrived at Toronto.
When they eat, you eat. When they socialize, you socialize. Buenas nachos, my good man. Even if you've been up all night, don't go to bed until nighttime rolls around again. Of course, there is one surefire method to avoid jet lag.
Don't travel.
If I calculated this right, food stops and pee breaks aside, I should be in San Diego, by mid-December.
I don't know how long this song is going to be, but it's good. Whoops. Crap.
Go by mid-December.
Lester B. Pearson Airport. That's the Toronto airport, I guess. Jeffrey Dunk. Dick Durhodge. Gord. Why are there so many Gords? There was a Gord in the credits of another Toronto-based production, The Mighty Machines. Hooray, Boeing. Oh, the slap bass. '97. Whew. All right. That was pretty good. I was not expecting it to be so different from Hard Hat Harry. The intro threw me. It's an entirely different sort of project. Yeah, they only paid Hard Hat Harry for the intro. All right. Well, let's see. I picked this off the shelf at the beginning of the stream, and we didn't watch it. But we did Hard Hat Harry and Bands of America. We did not do Kid Songs, I Can Dance, the one that we actually were supposed to watch. But I don't mind bending the threads of fate to my will every once in a while. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for this stream. Stay tuned if you want to hear a little musical break after the end, because we do have a God's Property that won't be on the VOD, as well as maybe one other little thing. So thank you all, folks, for being here. I hope you've learned something. It's been a really educational stream, I feel like. We learned Jeep. We learned to states and capitals. We learned golf. We learned the story of Joseph, and I'm just flabbergasted still about how good this one was. We learned about Bands of America and their charitable work, and we learned all this stuff from Hard Hat Harry. So incredibly, probably our most educational stream ever. So yeah, I hope you take these learnings with you as you go through your week, and I hope it's a good week for you. I am going to cut the VOD off. I'll see you again Wednesday.